dark side. Light this bitch up.
What is up, everybody? My name is James D. Fiore, and this is Casual Friday. Oh, what a week. What a week. I have a couple announcements to make. First of all, I'd like to announce that I have the cutest daughter in the world.
Casual Friday, everyone.
Woo!
I got D. I'm dead.
She didn't die. She was good. I hung out with my kids yesterday. I pulled an ass muscle. I don't know how else to explain it, but my left butt cheek is like sore, like when you pull a hamstring, except it's my butt. And so, since I haven't been doing anything that would require thrusting, I don't really understand why my butt is like this, because I am involuntary celibate right now. Ugh, and it really hurts. So I'm going to be playing with my butt all night probably. I have a couple big things to announce. I have to look at my calendar because my week next week is ridiculous, and I'll recap this at the end of the show too. But I have a bunch of shows next week, and they're pretty crazy. I have Christine Anderson, everyone's favorite alleged Nazi, and then I have the director of a documentary that I saw yesterday. He sent me a private link to watch it. It's called Drop the Needle. And I just spent the 2 hours watching that documentary reliving so many amazing memories from the 90s. It's basically about the record store in Toronto called Play to Record, where every single DJ in the world ever went to shop, and how this guy started this store in the back of basically a head shop on Yonge Street, and it soon became this nationally and internationally known spot for all the dope vinyl. So that'll be fun. I have Nate Pike from The Breakdown on Thursday, and I have Steve Paikin on Thursday as well at 11. I also have Nate Pike's on Thursday so I have a doubleheader on Thursday. On Wednesday though, and this is the big one. On Wednesday, I am going to interview a guy named James Connell, who's a human rights attorney who represents Gitmo detainees. And he will be at fucking Gitmo when I interview him. It's going to be, I think, he told me, the very first podcast ever from Gitmo, from Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, in their illegal prison. So that should be really dope. And I'm going to have fun with that. So I put Lachlan's Support Your Local Glory Holes T-shirt on my T-shirt wall. Go support it. Whatever side of the wall you happen to be on, just go for it. Because this is what you do when you're involuntary celibate and you live in a forest. You drink Red Bull. I'm still waiting for that sponsor. I have a link now. Oh, and I also talked to Jeremy Roenick, the ex-NHL hockey player, on the phone today. Because he is going to come on the show in a couple weeks and talk about how the Leafs broke the Jeremy Roenick curse, and now they're down 2-0 in the second round. So that is that. So this should be fun. Next week's going to be a really kind of crazy week. I'm going to go from Nazis to Gitmo detainees to hip-hop documentaries to Nate Pike and his amazing coverage of Alberta politics. Steve Paikin, who is on the show because he has one of the dopest stories ever about Gordon Lightfoot. I'm going to share a little bit of that with you right this second. He's talking about Ken Shaw here. And Ken Shaw, I guess he had a contest or something. Or no, it was an auction to see who would go and win this 6-course meal, and that Gordon Lightfoot would be there. So he's like, Shaw decided to have some fun at my expense. He got off the bidding to a strong start by picking me out of the audience and saying, "Hey, I see my friend Steve Paikin in the audience. Steve, how would you like to start the bidding at 1,000?" Being the good sport that I am, imagine being a good sport and that's why you just decide to throw $1,000 away. I can't imagine that yet. I raised my paddle and nodded, secure in the knowledge that someone else would outbid me, and someone did. Phew. Then Shaw paused the bidding. Here's an additional surprise for the winning bidder. He said, there'll be a surprise guest at this dinner. The surprise guest is Gordon Lightfoot. Well, that changed everything. I now had a big problem because sitting at my table was none other than Gordon Lightfoot with his wife, Kim. I knew Lightfoot a little bit since I'd previously met him at an intimate concert. I actually asked him to autograph an old LP vinyl record of his. I was totally caught off guard when he actually recognized me and complimented my work in the agenda. Gordon Lightfoot knows who I am. How fabulously crazy is that? His article is like one of those situations where if you were, if you experienced it, you would want to write about it too, because it's just one of those. He basically sat down with a guy who's a living legend, and now that person has passed away, unfortunately. And I love I'll tell you what I hate, and I'll tell you what I love. I hate it when someone dies, and then people, who's really bad at doing this? George Stroumboulopoulos. And he always on the day someone dies, he'll post a picture of him and that person, and it'll be like, we had some good times, man, and they're not really his friend, they're just a guy, right? And it's like, I find that a little bit cheap. But I like it when people write about stuff because it's just better. It's better to tell a story than it is to just post a picture, because really that's all about you. It's not really about the guy. Steve wrote a story about his experience with Gordon Lightfoot, but he wrote it in such a way where he sounded humble. He deferred the spotlight to the legend, and he made it seem like he was thankful that he was there. It wasn't like the people that post pictures like, I met Gord Downey once and look at this picture where he looks obvious that he doesn't want to be taking the picture. Right? That's just what people do. A humble brag, as I like to call it. So yeah, Steve Paikin will be on next Thursday at it's either 11 or 11:30. We haven't nailed it down yet because, as he said, he has to ask his boss, and that isn't the TVO producer. That is his wife. Speaking of wives, here is my Casual Friday wife, Emma.
Hello, my love.
Eating again? How are you?
I needed cylindrical meat. You're too far away.
Oh, I'm sorry. I also don't slice mine into neat cylinders, so.
Or dip it in hot sauce.
I may or may not have done that.
I was going to say, if not, live a little.
Yeah, that's probably a little bit too much.
Yeah, it's not the right type of spicy content, I've learned.
No, I remember watching Natural Born Killers, and there's this part in that movie where Robert Downey Jr. is like, I don't remember her name, but he's like, Priscilla, I want you to come over and stick a hot pepper in your ass and da-da-da. And I kind of I paused, the movie didn't, but I paused at that point trying to imagine why that would be beneficial to anybody, and I just couldn't get there,
Maybe she's got hemorrhoids.
Well, that would make it worse.
Would it?
I think so. You put a hot
Isn't
pepper on.
capsaicin supposed to be good for pain eventually?
Isn't it an open sore, a hemorrhoid? I don't even know what a hemorrhoid
No,
is.
a hemorrhoid is a burst blood vessel that sits on the edge of your anus.
Why doesn't it just go away? Stop sitting on the edge of my anus.
It will go away. You need to relax your anus. No,
Isn't that how you get into that predicament?
actually, no. Straining is how you get into it.
Oh, there's a lot of straight men that have hemorrhoids in prison then.
Mhm.
Because,
Well, they're
that's
straining.
that's my biggest fear is prison rape. It really is. Like, I don't
Well,
ever want to go to prison.
At least we have a similar fear. Unfortunately, mine's not only prison rape. It's like parking lot rape, opening my door to strangers rape,
Fair enough.
Just saying.
Fair enough. You got
Yeah, it's
me.
a varicose vein in your bum. Thank you, Saucy Sea Witch.
Oh. Okay.
Pregnancy can cause it. Well, pooping during pregnancy.
Yeah, I knew that. I don't want to talk about this anymore.
I was just going to say, because, apparently sitting on cold floors could do it, but I think that's a bit of BS.
It all sounds like BS to me. I had a really weird day today. So, first of all, how are you, by the way?
I'm okay.
Yeah?
I'm...
I love how you're actually casual.
Yeah.
That is like the purpose of this. I had I can't remember who it was, but someone was on Casual Friday back in November, and they were wearing a prom dress or something, and I was like, this is not how you do Casual Friday.
Hopefully it wasn't me.
I don't think it was you. Maybe I just made that up. I don't know. I'm having a hard time thinking clearly today. I saw my kids yesterday for a short time, but it was nice. And then I woke up this morning, and I continuously have this weird thing that happens to me in the morning, because I was the morning guy, right? I got up early. every day for like thousands of days in a row. And
Same.
I made breakfast and I hung out with the kids and we played and they ate and I got them dressed and I put them on the bus. That was daddy's job.
Mhm.
And I still have the reflex when I wake up to like start making breakfast for the kids to the point where sometimes I turn on the oven and then when I finally realize that they're not there, I get really sad. So today I was kind of sad. And then I
Yeah.
went to work and then at the library. And then I was sitting there and I turned to Penny, who's my coworker.
Yeah.
Penny was basically born in the library. She's been there for like 36 years or something like that.
Okay.
And I'm not exaggerating when I say this. She's kind of a looker for her age. Like I thought
Yeah.
she was like 50 when I met her, but she's like 63, right? And she looks really good. And we have a good rapport. Like we joke a lot. And I turned to her and I was like, because I had been there, I took a leave, and this is my first day back in like, I don't know, almost a month. And I
Okay.
looked at her and I'm like, Penny, how is Carol? And she knew who I meant. And she's like, I don't know, why do you ask? And I'm like, I don't know, she didn't seem like she was doing okay the last time I saw her. And then the door opens and Carol walks in. And she's just a patron, right? And we're just and Penny looks at me, and Penny's like a Christian, but not really like a hardcore one. And she knows I don't believe in shit. And so she looks at me and she's just like, and Carol does her thing, but gets her book and leaves. And she's like, James, I that was very weird. And I'm like, yeah, I know. What do you make of that? She's like, I don't know. And I'm just like, oh, that's fucked up. And I'm like, what about Stella? Have you seen Stella? Stella walks in. Like this is like 4 minutes later.
Stella! That's the only way to say it.
And I
Continue.
don't know how to like the first one. I'm like, it's a coincidence. The second one, I still think it's a coincidence because I don't believe in shit.
Yeah.
But I would like your opinion on stuff like that. Not just that, but like when that happens, when you think about someone and they call, is that something, or are we just human beings looking for patterns where there are none sometimes?
I think I would like to think, because I am currently in the same frame of mind as you, but I am currently seeking evidence, I guess, as to whether there's additional, and not to sound mumbo jumbo, like I'm literally thinking about scientific energies. Humans are linked.
Yeah,
You can
how?
sense when another human being is in the room with you.
But what does the science look like of being linked? That's, I guess, what I'm saying. Like, what is being linked? What is
Well,
what
that's what I don't
molecular
know.
thing that we can't see, made of energy, is doing things? Like what's happening?
Well, and that's what I don't know. It's that, is it like a larger web of neurons, like the brain? Like, is the universe just a giant brain? And I should let people know I'm a little stoned.
No.
But I think I'm
Go
on
on. The universe is a big brain. Yep.
The universe is a big brain.
Yeah.
So, what if we're neurons and we're making new pathways?
Yeah. I mean, I guess so.
I mean, I don't fully believe that, but I would like to believe that. I would like to. Logic says no, but the heart says ESP is sometimes real. It says Saucy Sea Witch. Oh my gosh, that is such a fun tongue twister. Either way,
I'm pretty sure Saucy Sea Witch is stoned too. Logic says no, but wait, let's say it like a stone person. Like logic says no, but the heart sometimes says ESP is real, man. I mean,
yeah, like
what does that mean?
Does say no.
I love Ray because she's one of the
like,
most brilliant audience members that we have, but I don't know what the fuck that means. Like your emotions say ESP is real. Is that what that means? Because your heart only says.
Means,
that's the only thing the heart says.
Like you just feel it. You just feel it to be real.
Yeah. I've had weird shit. Have you ever had like weird? You just feel it.
Sorry, I do this a lot. Because why not?
I do this reflexively. I just grab and stretch my nipples when I get upset.
Yeah, like it's literally not just, it's not any reason. It's just like, or I will check on them though, because they're magnificent, but that's separate.
I'll take your word for it. Oh wait,
but no, I do think there is something to it. I don't think there's a God. And if there is, I don't think it's controlling, the minutiae of our lives. Yeah. But there's got to be something.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, synchronicity is one of the things that fascinate the fuck out of me. There's two
Oh,
things
right.
actually that fascinate the fuck out of me, and I feel like if human beings learned how to master these two things, we would either kill ourselves in a week or we would be happy forever. But one of them is synchronicity, and the other one, which I think I find more fascinating than anything in the whole wide world, is the placebo effect.
Yes.
The idea that you and I can take a medication and both be afflicted with the same disease, and my medication is a sugar pill and yours is not, and we both heal,
Hmm.
is God. I don't know why we're not spending trillions of dollars trying to figure this shit out so that we can heal ourselves if we get sick. Does that make sense?
I wonder. Yeah, that like, and that's it. Is there's definitely more than we know, but I also wonder. Well, I actually, if you think about it, our next humans are going to evolve. The Earth is going to be destroyed at some point or uninhabitable, and whether or not we make it to other planets, the next evolution of human is AI. It's computer. It's uploaded. It's not physical. So once we start looking into this, I think that's how we actually unlock the next form of us.
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, I feel like I sort of feel the same way. I don't know if AI is where I would go with it. You know, like the whole alien gray.
Yeah,
I feel like that's us evolved way in the future.
I want to be the Borg.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. I want to assimilate people.
Although I did have a crush on the Borg Queen,
Oh, yeah.
not the reboot version because now she's old,
Yeah.
but like, sorry, but the one from 25 years ago, whatever
Yeah,
that was.
from
Oh,
TNG.
and
I have. Oh my god.
what is there a fire?
No, it's good.
What?
It's good.
Oh, okay. I thought someone broke in. Oh, yes, yes. The Borg Queen in that is she's so beautiful. Is that VHS?
Yeah, and it's sealed.
Oh, why is that a thing now?
I don't care. It's mine.
Well, normally people do that because it's worth more money or something.
Well, yeah, it will be, especially once I get it signed.
Who are you gonna have sign it?
Brent
I'm sorry.
Brent Spiner.
I don't know any
Data.
of the Star Trek actor names except
Data. The android.
Data. Okay, yeah. I know who Data is. But I
Yeah.
don't know any of the actors' names except for Jean-Luc Picard, which isn't his actor name.
No, it's not.
Have
Did
you
you
watched?
see? Did you see my Princess Leia thing? Oh, you did.
Of course I did. You know, the
I
Princess Leia and
thought
the gold.
about like ordering like a sexy Darth one for Revenge of the Fifth, but that'll have to wait for next year.
Yeah, if anyone hasn't seen Emma in her. And by the way, you know how many people have masturbated to your picture probably because of all the
A
times we
lot.
masturbated to Princess Leia when we were young kids?
I masturbated to Princess Leia.
That's because you're a selfish person. I mean, a bisexual. Just kidding.
I was so proud of the hair. No
I
offense.
think that
No.
you know what's the funny? You actually kind of look like her.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I tried so hard to do like the same makeup, to do all of it. I love Carrie Fisher.
Like I could totally picture you strangling the fuck out of Jabba the Hutt. You know?
Oh yeah.
Which she was wearing without she was wearing that when she, and then Luke's brotherly hand on the top part on the bottom part of your hip as you swing on the rope inexplicably from one ship to the other because she's tougher than he is. And he's gay now. He's gay now, which is interesting. Can you retroactively make characters gay? Or does that ruin, not ruin, but does that sort of like the intent of the...
I think literature is going to change because eventually there's going to be a time where it's literally no sexuality is mentioned. Uh-oh. Am I gone? Hello? Hello? Uh-oh. This is like not good. And my phone's not working. Oh, okay. It's me. James is okay. Sorry. I just did a speed test, so I'm good. So what was I talking about? Oh yeah. So I think that if you retroactively make someone gay, excuse this disaster. Literature is always going to change, and it's always going to represent something for a large number of people. The Star Wars series resonates with a lot of people because it's killer. It really is. It's got aliens, and no, they're not living in peace, but there's a giant force that says, hey, like, we are going to fight against this bad guy. And, it's a societal thing, right? So, right now in our culture, there's a lot going on where maybe having a character that identifies with a community just kind of helps. Like, who knows what it will be a symbol for in 10, 15 years, right? There's a whole lot of fan fiction based on Spock and Kirk being lovers. Ooh. Thursdays, I'm Thor. Do you have a lisp, Christopher? Yeah. So I don't know what's going on. This is pretty fun. So it's casual. All right, let's do this. I don't know what to talk about, so let's make a quick suggestion, and I'm just going to run with it. Okay, nor do we. All right, so here is what happens when you join a podcast and then you end up hosting, I guess, said podcast while you're on your couch in your pajamas, because this is what I'm sleeping in. I'm going to talk about my week. So I don't know if you guys know me. I am Emma Rose. I am a news anchor on Naked News. And in my non-Emma Rose life, I am a runway, print, and fashion model. I also DJ. Thank you, Daniel. So I also DJ. I do a lot, actually. And I also scrub toilets. So I do a lot. Oh, I act. I was in a commercial recently. So that's me. That is Emma Rose. I live in Hamilton, born and raised, haven't ever left. I don't plan on it, but I'm not against it. I am just broke. I have 2 humans that I grew and birthed and all that. They're at their dad's, which is kind of nice. I used to do 50-50 with them. So I know that James saw his kids yesterday. I have my kids 90% of the time. And for the longest time, it was like 50-50. So it takes a while to get used to the ebbs and flows of, when things happen. And I also recently returned to work in that I joined a cleaning company that my friend is running. I'm helping her kind of expand it. So once that's expanded, I hope to just jump into a supervisory role so I can continue with Naked News and continue with the DJing. I enjoy being in front of people. I was not given enough attention as a child. I am one of 5. I am the middle of 5. So not 10, 5, sorry. So I need attention, but I'm also an introvert. So I need attention like at a distance. So let me try and find out what is going on with James. Because, yeah, it hasn't sent. So something tells me there was a catastrophic event that happened. And we're going to hold down the fort. And I'm not sure what we're going to do, but we're gonna ride this through, I think. There's exactly no business like show business, and I don't know what I'm doing. You know what? That's actually what my secret is. My secret is I just kind of decided that I was going to try things apart from, I always did want to audition for Naked News. That was like one of those like secret, oh, I would love to be one of the Naked News anchors. Not weird, but different, teenage thoughts. Like, you know what? That would actually be a really cool job. So that is one bucket list thing, but I don't know how to invite anyone in. I don't think I have any permissions. I don't know if Douglas is in the wings. Oh, I don't want to do that. Sorry. Sorry. All right. So, I can't share my screen. Oh, I can actually probably, yeah, I don't know how to bring the link up either. This is, yeah, can anyone help me try and get an invite? Douglas and I are wearing wings. How are you wearing wings? Okay. So, shit. All right, well, if you guys can figure out how to bring someone in, I don't know where anyone is. And I only have James on my Facebook. So, and while that gets sorted out, let's talk Star Wars. Like, why not? My favorite trilogy is the original trilogy. And it's not because it's cool to hate on the other ones. I just think that the concept, when it was introduced to me, because they were the first ones I saw. I was born before the new trilogies. So my first experience with Star Wars was with this, or with the Millennium Falcon, with the original trilogy. Oh, this might be James. Nope. Okay. So that is also where my love of Princess Leia came in. And I guess the slave costume, that came from like wanting to wear that was, you know, I was growing up, or so I thought. So I was watching these movies at a time where I was realizing that, you know, space fights are actually kind of cool, and, you know, you can be a princess and a badass at the same time, and just, it was just such a crazy concept to me. And I always loved Harrison Ford because of the Indiana Jones movies, and essentially, like, Han Solo is space Indiana Jones. But the story, the music is really good, but it's not original. But I don't know, there's just something about when you first see it all come together, when, you know, when you watch Alderaan and everything, like, just the way they introduce R2 and C3PO and all that, and how they, I don't know, I remember, like, the first time I watched Star Wars, I didn't realize when I started watching that the robots were actually to be quite important to the movie. So, you know, I didn't really pay attention to them having, like, fucked off, right? And then as you're watching the movie later, it's one of those movies where you can watch it a million times and you notice something new every time. Like, clearly that was a big plot thing that I caught up on fast. But, oh, thank you. Yeah, Millennium Falcon. And yes, we know a parsec is a measure of distance, not time, but it can do the Kessel Run in 12. So, so yeah, I actually haven't watched the movies in a long time, and I recently came across a reel on Facebook. I don't know how to add things. I don't think I can add source. Oh, I can add videos. I can't search it either way. There's a reel recently that I watched on Instagram where it's the award ceremony where Han and Luke are getting their medals and someone's removed the sound, and it's just very stark and boring, and it makes me giggle because that's kind of what it's like being on a set. But could you imagine filming Star Wars, the first movie of its kind, like of its scale, and you're on a sound stage and you can't hear these things? Like, apparently in the newer, not the newest trilogies, but the newer trilogies, there was Hayden Christensen, or however you say his name. Apparently he would make lightsaber noises as they were doing scenes, and they'd have to tell him to stop. So, you know, I can only imagine what it would have been like to, like, be on the set and just watch all of it. So, human voices and music like Douglas coming from choir, Duel of the Fates, John Williams' massive choir. So, apparently, and I do believe it, John Williams took a lot of liberties with other people's music to make the score for Star Wars. But hi Douglas, help me. James is gone, and I'm talking about Star Wars, so I think we're about to lose like everyone because I don't know if it's very well, I mean it's casual. It's casual. Do I have you on Facebook, and would my link work? Copy. Oh, I can't get you in the private chat though. All right. Thank you, Daniel. Douglas, find me on Facebook, Emmeline Pruden, and then you can. Okay, let me try and find you. Sorry guys for this. I can't click on anything. I don't have any. I'm in here, but I don't have any admin control. Shoot. Okay, let me accept that. Confirm. All right. Message. Let's see if this works. But I don't know if I'll be able to let you in, but that's the link I was given. We'll see if it works. I don't know. The message hasn't been sent. So, yeah. Okay. I don't know how to bring you in from the lobby. That's the only problem I have is I'm not the host. So I don't know how to let you in. I open invite guests pop over. Let's see what that does. Yeah, I don't have any admin control. I don't know what happened to James. The message still hasn't sent. So it's showing as undelivered. So I'm going to give it a little bit longer because this is very odd. His camera froze and then he dropped out. So it was, yeah, we can chat through here. So how are you doing, Douglas? I hope, great, awesome. I am not with Rogers or Fido. You just got, so how was choir practice? Oh, nice. Where's the show? It's all coming along. Awesome. What do you sing in the choir? Like, are you, it's in Kingston, St. John's the Apostle in Kingston. Oh, I've been to Kingston. I haven't been to St. John's the Apostle. Your bass? Lyric soprano. Though I much prefer when I just get stuck with soprano. Yeah. Oh, we can watch Douglas's concert online. Let me see if I can. What's a presentation? Oh, that's not what I want. Oh, I should have if I logged in OBS, I could have been doing stuff. Yes, we'll be starting the online starting the 8th. That'll be awesome. So you'll definitely have to share that. I'm sure James will share it. And I definitely want to see it. I absolutely want to see it. So oh, hi. Yay. What is this? I'm clicking a link. Thank you for the link. Okay. So I see you in the chat. How do we get, oh, Bach, have you seen, have you seen the Family Guy Bach and Debussy thing? It is probably one of my favorite skits. Let me see if I can OBS this shit. Because if I can, that would be pretty wicked. Do live stream. Oh, that might be a bad idea. Hold on. Okay, I'm on to something. I promise. I can't see you guys right now, but I promise you I'm on to something. So there's a Family Guy skit in which Peter inquires about some classical music. And I've never done this before, in that I've never actually oh, Emmeline, what are you doing? I have never actually done a you know what I mean, a podcast. And I shouldn't have gotten high before I did this. I really should not have, because, you know, okay. So I think I've got it. I don't know if it's going to work. Oh, nope. That was a fail. I'm back.
Hello.
Hi. Yay, you're back. I tried.
Did the stream end or did it not end?
No, I've been here. We've been here.
Oh my gosh.
And I was trying to do something cool and I don't know what to do.
Yes! Emma!
Debussy! I was going to talk about Debussy and Bach.
We're here to save you. You did so well.
Thank you. It was so scary.
So well.
I tried. It was so scary.
How did this stream even keep going? I've like turned off my computer and everything.
Oh, so happy to see you.
I'm so angry right now.
Hey, be happy. Be happy. We're all together now. No time for
I
anger.
know, but you guys are like the shopping channel. You guys are all like,
oh no,
like there's no, you know, and so I don't know what they're seeing at home. I know that I am now tethered. So I don't know how I'm coming off right now, but I'm tethered with my phone. This is all phone. That's allowing me to do this right now. Yeah. No, stop it, Douglas. It's already bad enough.
Can I share the skit? It's a Family Guy skit that I think, just because Bach was mentioned.
Sure.
Okay. Go ahead.
I think I'm doing this right.
Oh, you got
Genius, the best.
Okay, how about this?
Oh, Debussy. I love Debussy. Sometimes all I can think about is Debussy. Oh, look at the pianist. The pianist is so good with Debussy.
So you like his early work?
Oh, yes, when Debussy was young. That's when you want Debussy.
Okay, I'll take these two.
Very good, sir. Just make sure you finish on the back. Never finish on Debussy.
That's good. That was almost worth my internet conking out. Really.
I've got to show that to my choir director.
I would just like everyone to know that this podcast is going to cost me like $60 to execute because I'm using my phone to upload everything.
Oh no! Should we stop and
Starlink.
like
Here's
restart it again?
Here's what bothers me about Starlink. There's not a fucking cloud in the sky out there. Okay? These motherfucking satellites, I can see them with my eyes. Okay? And for some reason, this is the day. It's worked in blizzards, in rainstorms and hail, smacking the shit out of that fucking, that satellite dish like a drunk Italian hitting on his wife. And here we are, using my fucking phone because Elon Musk was. You know what? Elon Musk is probably doing it on purpose. Let's just piss off all the people in Ontario for no reason. That's my Elon Musk impersonation. I don't know if it's good, but that's it.
Sorry, we're doing Star Wars. Help me, Obi-Wan.
Engage. Oh wait, that's the wrong one.
That's the wrong one. And I even did the wrong one. I'm in the earlier.
Yes, I know. Have you guys ever watched Picard? I am binge watching Picard right now. It is fucking awesome.
I've only seen the first season.
My sweetie loves it. Loves it.
Yeah.
I called the twist though, but I always call twists. So
don't call.
So I'm not saying what the twist was. I called the twist of the first season. I always call twists. M. Night Shyamalan movies don't even friggin' surprise me anymore. Not
Yeah,
that
I
they
haven't been
surprise me
surprised in an M. Night Shyamalan movie since Bruce Willis's Ring started rolling
That was
on
a
the
good
floor.
one.
Yeah, that was like the last time. Then you were like expecting it. Actually, the alien one,
The Signs.
the whole thing with his with the mom, all of the messages that she sent when she was pinned against that tree. That was good. But since then, what the fuck was The Village? Fuck you, Village. I didn't like that movie.
Yeah, I left the theater angry.
Yeah.
And I was also angry because I was on this really, really awkward date.
Oh.
I brought my sister.
That is an awkward date.
Well, the guy's nickname was Skippy.
That is an awkward nickname. Did he wear glasses and have dark hair?
Glasses and blonde. And I used to call him Chippy because he looked like a chipmunk.
That's pretty funny.
And
Jen.
so he asked me on a date, and I didn't know how to say no. So I brought my sister.
Hi, Jen.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Jen.
Hi, friends. How are you?
Oh,
Friends.
better
Would you
now.
say friends? Can you tilt the camera down so it doesn't look like you're there's too much space above your head. I hate that shit. Can you a little lower?
I'm going to be 42, okay? The camera has to be above sea level.
Above double D level, I think, is what you mean.
In my fucking dreams. And bless your heart. I would have been like, hang on, friends. And I would have bailed instantly. You kept tap dancing. Well done. Amazing.
I can't believe you get just well done for basically a more lettered version of you have nice tits. You're just thank you. And so women go through weird phases like that, don't they? You want the shitty attention when you're young, and then you get into your 20s, you're like, fuck you, shitty attention. And then you get in your late 30s or early 40s, and you're like, fuck, this is great. Give me all the bad attention. Why is that? Can someone explain that to me?
I was complimenting Emma on the fact that she was just tap dancing her way through hosting your show. I just moved on from the boob thing. We just move on. Yeah.
I'm just gonna get this granola bar.
Thank you. That was scary. I've never done a podcast Like that.
And you would just riff in Star Wars. I was like, good for you. You're amazing. Improv is so hard, and people make it look easy, and then you try to do it, and it's like anxiety inducing.
Yeah.
It's intense.
But it was fun.
Hello, Douglas. It's nice to meet you.
Hello, darling. It's lovely to meet you too.
It's been a while since New Year's. How's
I
it been?
know. I want her to take me home and pet me. I want to be a lap puppy.
Douglas is the kindness we all need in this world. January 6th, okay, the kids had been home from school for a whole week after New Year's. I'd been having seasonal drinks, so I was a bit sad, right? Little depressant action happening. And I got a shout out on Eager Beaver. You probably don't remember, but you were so sweet to me from the New Year's Eve party. And sometimes, like,
Well,
when
you
you're
look
a
so
sad bitch,
elegant.
oh, I was like dressing up. I'm like, it's a party. Get dressed up. Yeah. But sometimes, like, when you're a sad bitch, you forget that you're also a bad bitch still, right?
Mhm.
So thank you for being the sort of person who you're just like, compliments, love you. I was like, thank you, Douglas.
Well, you were sitting there looking all elegant and regal and not really saying much, just all that little air of mystery. And then you just like started talking at one point. It's like, oh, I like her.
And you were like, she was so calm and serene. And the more you get to know me, the more you realize that you met like the Diet Coke version of me the first time you met me, because I belong in an asylum. Like, it's
so great. I'm loving it. Because I'm just like, I come across as respectable, but I'm not.
So
My
2 Fridays ago, there was mention of everything is under my name. All you have to do is Google it. I have OCD, okay? So you can't say things like that to me because I'm like,
yes.
Is it really?
So you found out about my past, did you?
Found a few things, Douglas.
I'm going to have to do some
Mercy.
investigating.
2003, was it? Meow. Hello,
It turns out I have a lot of common with one of the guests here.
I'm going to guess potentially me. Okay. I am so going down an internet rabbit hole after this.
Do it.
I'm
I have my
10 out of 10 highly recommend.
Like, tell myself my phone is a no right now. So
Floyd Bumpy, is Douglas a little spicy? Jen?
Google is free, people. You can do your own research, right? And I did it, and I'm glad I did, and I highly recommend that everybody else do it too.
I am so excited.
I'm like Ontario. I'm yours to discover.
When you said that, you're like, I can't go into politics. I have a past. I was like, that's 100% what I said. Mike used to work on the Hill when he was young, and he was like, if you could learn to control your temper. I'm like, but I can't though. And also other reasons.
You know what? I think I would run for politics and not hide any of this. Like, not everyone in my family knows that I work at Naked News. Not everyone in my life knows that I work at Naked News yet. But for politics, I don't care. I would put it all out there.
I have nothing but respect for people. Before all of this, I was a bit apolitical and privileged in that I was like, I don't care. I hate all of it. And I'm starting to come back around to like, I don't care. I hate all of it.
I don't know.
I wonder if
we need real people.
I wonder if we're going to get to a point where none of us, like we're all going to be, like the Cold War was mutually assured destruction. It was like, if you nuke us, we'll nuke you.
Mm-hmm.
I think eventually we're going to get to a point where it's just like we all have something, and AI is going to find it all. And now we're all going to just come to this arrangement where we just don't talk about our stuff.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That's also why I'm really nice to my Alexa devices and stuff. Oh, Alexa, I'm sorry. I wasn't talking to you.
I tell my children, I'm like, don't you be rude to her, okay? You say please.
Yeah, when they become our overlords, they'll remember who was nice.
Remember me favorably. My mama raised me right.
100% that.
I was raised by lesbians.
Did they raise you right, though?
They raised me. That's all I can say.
I say this about my Scottish family, though, all the time. They did not have good role models either. right?
No.
Like our grandparents were
Yeah.
not, the kind of parents. And I tell my Canadian friends little anecdotes about my parents and like their relationship with their parents and things their Scottish parents used to do. And then my Canadian friends are like shocked and horrified. I'm like, yeah, he used to put a glass Coke bottle on a broom handle and just go in and beat the shit out of them. And they're all like,
Yeah.
I'm like, welcome to Scotland in the 40s. Like,
Yeah. Oh, I know. Will you ever tell like a story to your friends that like from childhood and you think it's hilarious and everyone's just like, you need therapy?
all the
or,
time.
like,
Penny,
All
Yeah,
the
like-
stories.
that is
Penny at the library today told me a story about how, and she's 63. She's like, when I was 5, oh my God, James, I must have done something really awful because my mother chased me down the basement stairs and smacked me right across the face with a wet hairbrush. And I'm like, she starts laughing, and I'm like, how old were you? She was like 5. I was like, okay. Your mom
my
your
God.
mom committed a crime. And I didn't say that, and she's like, "Oh, I must have done something awful." Moms, they sometimes you push them too far, and I'm like, I guess so.
I
would
mean, there are
probably
a
be
lot of
really upset if
documentaries
my-
on Netflix about that. So
Mm.
The 70s were shit. I don't know. The
Have you
70s I
seen
was
that
only
meme,
I
though?
only spent.
which one?
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Have you seen that meme though about how it's girls gone wild? Because when girls gone wild, there's boobies, but when
Yeah.
women go wild, there's like
People die.
you have to call the coroner.
Violence.
Yeah.
Why is the
Yeah.
bed burning?
I've been there.
Yeah.
The bed is on fire. We don't need no water. Let the motherfucker burn.
Douglas, are you in as a producer right now? Douglas,
No, I'm
are
not.
You in as a producer?
No, I'm not.
Can you? Can you be in as a producer? 'Cause I
If
have
you
to
tell me
check to
how,
see
I've
if
never
my
I've never
Starlink-
produced before. So if you need to tell me
Oh.
how,
Emma's in charge right now.
You need the password and the everything, and mine autofills, and I don't know what it is.
And it's yes, mistress.
nobody's given me one.
Okay, I'm gonna go out. But if my internet goes off, here's what I don't understand. My computer was just off, and somehow Emma was still streaming. How?
The moon
This
is
is what I
full
don't mean.
and Mercury is in retrograde
That's why.
today.
That's right.
Just saying. I'm just saying.
Okay.
A little confirmation
So,
bias.
because
I
I
don't
want
know.
to
I
see if
get
my
that little
Starlink
beep.
works, and I don't know how to do that without disconnecting.
Do you want to
worked
disconnect
before.
and then
I guess it
reconnect and we can
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
reconvene?
Well, that's
hopefully
what-
everyone else
what-
comes back.
let's
no,
just
no,
reconvene.
but I already disconnected, and nothing went away.
Oh,
Except for me.
Ghosts. There's ghosts
With-
in the
with-
machines. There's no explanation.
I'm just
Okay, I'm
glad.
gonna
You know
see
what?
if my Starlink.
You
is
know
working.
what?
I'll be
It's
right
our,
back.
it's what we were
What?
talking about earlier with the universe and the brains.
You guys went from like hemorrhoids and buttholes to like astral so
Thanks to,
quickly.
John
I was
Bon
like,
Jovi.
oh, there you go. These things happen.
John Bon Jovi.
Yeah, I can't take credit for that name, but I use it now all the time.
Amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fantastic.
And
Ah,
the funniest thing is the person who came up with that, they don't smoke weed.
none of them.
Like
Wow.
the like. So I just thought it was hilarious that, of course, the non-stoner would come up with the best name for my bong.
But more importantly, the non-stoner came up with a good name and remembered it. That's the thing. I always carry
Yes.
a little notebook, and I have a little box with all of my little notebooks in it from high school of being like off my face on very many things and writing down little quotes. And it's crazy how that little quote will take you back to that moment. All you need is like one
Yeah.
little cue. He's back. Hello. Are we star linked? He's frozen.
Not again.
It looks like you're doing something inappropriate.
Jeez. Oh. Oh,
This is fun.
Schnookburgers. Yeah, he's frozen again. Definitely. Oh well. Hey, Jen,
Yes.
what's all the books?
Yeah.
All the books. This is what happens when you have twin toddlers and you live in a condo, an open space condo. So when they get to climate age, everything moves into your bedroom.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
So they're much
smart.
older now, but it just sort of became where the books are. So
Okay.
now I feel it necessary when people come over, if they're here for the first time, I'll find an excuse to bring them in here so that they know we have books.
See,
Where the
I don't know if I
books
want
are.
people knowing I have books because they're all about murder.
Well, that's
Oh.
the thing. Like, this is a very eclectic collection of books that keeps getting scaled down every time we move because we're like, okay, we got to be real about the books. So,
Yeah.
Once you have a lot of
What's your,
books, you can't move.
Same thing with tapes or CDs.
Oh God, yeah.
I culled that one this year. I actually like checked, like, is there anything on Spotify that I can't find? Because there are some things that are obscure and
Right.
that are in the collection, right? So yeah, but I just got rid of it all. I was like, I don't need any of this anymore. But I was such a hoarder about it. I like saved some of the liner notes because I couldn't let go.
Yeah, I have CDs that like my burnt CDs that I made in school, like in high school.
One of a kind. It's like mixtapes.
Yeah.
Mixtapes
like,
recorded right off the radio where you try to catch them just before the announcer talks.
Oh my God.
It was a special time to be alive, you know?
Like,
I've got like so many I had a wall of tapes. Like I'm going to be 50 in a few days. And I started collecting tapes when I was like, I think the first 2 tapes I bought were Cyndi Lauper's She's So Unusual and Wham's Make It Big. So we're talking like late 83, 84. And then I discovered like used music stores. Right. So then I was like going to buy, oh, wait a minute. I can get like 3 tapes for $10 rather than 1 tape for $10, and they're only slightly used. And then, of course, you know, anybody that's used a tape knows what this is for. So, but I had so many, and then CDs came along, and like, okay, then I sort of resisted because it's like, hell no, I spent all this money on tapes. I mean, as a teenager, I think I just like dumped about like 70% of my disposable income as a teenager into music.
Yeah.
And then they're moving to CDs, and it's like, what, you want me to buy them all over again?
Yeah.
I didn't really do that because, well, the tapes were still good, but now tapes are so far gone. Like it's almost impossible to find anything to play them on. I was like, and nobody wants to buy them anymore. And like little environmentalist me doesn't want to throw them all in the landfill, so I just keep on carrying them from place to place to place.
You know what? In the apocalypse,
I googled. There's a way to find out how to
People like me are
recycle
going
your
to need
CD
them.
cases and tape cases and stuff like that. If you Google it for your municipality, some of them are recyclable. You'll have to go through them and everything, but you can recycle a lot of them. Sorry, I just ran with that. I was excited.
That's right.
Looking mighty casual there, James.
James, you're back. Are we Starlinked?
Yeah, we're Starlinked.
Woo!
Yay! We're the Avengers. Ooh.
Thank you for splitting Douglas and I up. We look like the red team.
I'm gonna go for a smoke, and I'm gonna try to come back in a better mood. I'm in a shit mood, and you guys are carrying this.
Oh no! Oh, he's gonna be in a worse mood right now. He may not come back.
I've only ever done this one other time, and the same thing happened. James went to bed. As soon as I showed up, I'm like, a curse. I should go. It's probably me.
We stream link on the wall. Who's the fairest of them all?
People at work decided that I was the most technologically minded. Like, let Jen look at it. The only thing I ever know how to do is unplug it and plug it back in. And everybody's like, you're the pin pad whisperer. I'm like, yeah, go me. No fucking clue.
Until it doesn't work. Why? Jen is always able to fix it. Why can't you fix it?
But I'm also like not willing to try anything if things go wrong. I'm like, nope, I quit. Bye. Like, Mercury's in retrograde. There's no point. Don't even try.
Yeah, see, if at first you don't succeed, try again. If it still doesn't work, then screw it.
Yeah.
Well,
exactly it.
I'm not gonna figure it out. Like, it's not gonna get better. You know, it's silence is better. Yeah.
I jiggled it, I unplugged it, I turned it on and off. None of it worked. Sorry.
Sorry.
If you've seen the Mario, oh, it's okay.
Continue. I apologize.
I don't know if you've seen the new Mario movie, but there's a reference in it. They walk past like an antique shop, and he says, "No, it's antique. You just have to blow in it to make it work." And they're holding like an old school Nintendo cartridge. That movie has so many Easter eggs for like us in there. All the dads were in the theater when we saw it. Were singing Thunderstruck. I was so happy. I was like, "This is fantastic." 'Cause I was at the IMAX at noon on Good Friday because my son and his little friend at school made an arrangement that we were all going to the movies, and oh fuck, like
Oh, speaking of Thunderstruck, did you ever see the clip? I think it's from one of the Got Talents. I'm not sure, of the guy playing Thunderstruck on bagpipes.
no.
It is
But I will.
really something. You got to check
James,
that
you're
out.
back.
Yeah.
Are
Hi.
you okay?
Oh fuck! Now my fucking thing doesn't work.
Oh, you're good. You're very clear.
You're fine.
I
It's
can't.
casual.
I can't hear myself.
Oh no.
We hear you.
Yep,
We
but I
hear
can't
you.
hear myself. Headphones supposed to be good.
I'm probably the least techie here. I have a laptop.
Can you hear me in
And
this
a
mic,
webcam
or
with
can
a
you hear me in
microphone.
that mic?
We
can
hear
me-
you in the main mic.
And the,
Why aren't my fucking headphones working?
turn
Check.
them up, maybe. Oh, yeah.
No.
Is there a mute button?
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
did you jiggle it?
I don't know what the fuck.
Can you
can't
tell I did
hear my
stage
voice
crew?
when I'm with you,
I'm a guest tonight.
but
I'm
I
not the host.
love it.
Douglas, your host.
But I love it. Mm-mm. I can't hear my voice when I'm with you. Boom, boom, boom. But I love it. Boom, boom, boom. But I love it. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah. There we go. Okay.
Happening
Jack-
already.
Yeah. Keep going. Woo.
Oh no, I gotta go. No, I
Leave
can't.
your
Keep
house.
going. Hold on. I think I got a
Let's
5 somewhere.
I'm still wearing my mental hospital bracelet. It's all faded. It just says my serial number, you know?
You should make a scrapbook.
I probably could.
I would
out
need
of
a
all the-
filing cabinet for the number of times I've. Yeah.
Are you drinking like maple syrup? What is that?
Me? Oh, you.
Jen?
You. Yes,
I'm-
Jed.
I'm drinking Fentman's cherry cola
Oh.
because I'm a party
Ooh.
guy drinking regular soda on a Friday night. Woo!
I'm drinking wine out of a beer glass because I'm wild like that.
I'm eating wine gums.
I have Red Bull. And a bad mood.
Aww.
What can I
My-
do to make you feel better,
I
sweetie?
don't know. Come and rub my butt cheek because it's got a big knot in it somehow. I don't know.
All right.
Need-
I'll go in there.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Call
what I
me an
need
Uber.
now.
I'll be right down.
It's a 2.5
Okay.
hour drive.
This might sound weird, but you might want to make a fist and sit on it. right?
Yes.
I was
Or if
thinking
you have a tennis ball or a
Yeah.
lacrosse ball or something.
Or sit on your heel, like bend your leg.
That might pull the muscle a bit more.
That's how women used to masturbate when I was in high school. Covertly, they would sit with crisscross applesauce, but they really just be using their heel. I don't know why I'm telling you this. But that's what happened. Sometimes they sit on an arm of a
I
couch.
don't know
and
what
it's
to
like, why are
say
you
to
sitting on the arm of the couch? Oh, right. Are you guys covert masturbators, you women?
No, I'm pretty blatant when I masturbate. It's all over the
That's like
internet.
my idea of a nightmare, like covertly in a room full of people. Like, no. Please
Yeah.
don't lump. Don't lump. No lumping. No, you
No.
women. You men.
No.
Fair.
Did you hear that thing about that you mentioned it? There was this article the other day I saw in the news. Was it? Here we go. Musical ecstasy. Woman has loud and full body orgasm during LA Philharmonic concert.
Wow.
I need to go see the Philharmonic.
Yeah.
Good
Is that because-
vibrations.
Is that because of the tuba? Is like the vibration? Is that right? No.
I'm all about the
Tubas
symphony.
and timpanis.
How many
And
buzz?
maybe some bassoon. Yeah. Love music, love orgasms. Well, it turns out that Tchaikovsky's Symphony No. 5 can induce more than musical ecstasy. Cast yourself
Oh.
back to the best concert you've ever been to. I mean, we're talking about a really good gig here. Now think about a particularly earth-shattering orgasm. Well, one woman attending a concert performed by the LA Philharmonic Orchestra at the Walt Disney Concert Hall, of course it would be at the House of Mouse, made those two worlds gloriously collide. Indeed, audience members reported that a concert attendee on Friday night, 28th of April, delivered her own stirring performance by making a loud moaning sound, which supposedly was a full-blown orgasm. This happened while the orchestra was performing Tchaikovsky's Symphony No. 5, a wonderful piece, so we here at Euronews Culture aren't in the least bit surprised. An audio clip purporting to capture the woman's moment of ecstasy has gone viral, and I happen to have it.
Let's hear it.
All right. Let's see if I can.
I listen to that to go to sleep. Like this is my sleep playlist. There, you can't really. There's
Yeah. No one knows what
Tchaikovsky
that says
there.
except for you.
Sorry,
All right.
but
Let's
this
see.
is the North German Symphony. So it's
All right.
yeah.
How do you do? You are in as a producer, Douglas. You
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to do this if you were not in as a producer. No one else. No one can do this except for people that are in as a producer.
All I did was press the share, but I didn't put it up. Somebody else did something to put it up. Okay, hold on.
You can share a Chrome tab or a window or an entire screen.
All right, so this should be it, according to this.
That is not an orgasm.
No,
That is a weird. That's like an orgasm from a Star Trek character. Like
like a death in Family Guy or something.
it's like a Klingon orgasm. That was
Ruben Jordanov, that was more like a farm animal.
yeah. Someone brought a goat to the Tchaikovsky show.
I hope to sound like that during my vacation.
All right. We have someone who is attempting to. Oh look, Wilford Brimley, everybody.
Talking about orgasms and vibrations from sound.
And look who appears. Look who appears. We talk about orgasms and look who appears.
Yeah.
It's like Beetlejuice.
His beard isn't really gray.
Orgasms,
all I'm gonna
orgasms. Hi, Mr. Grizzly.
How you going?
Hello, Jebediah. How are you?
Moses, you came down from the mountain.
Well, I was in the pub. Hello, Jen. How are you doing?
Good.
Were you churning butter? What's going on?
Well, yes, I was actually.
Ooh, a date?
Wow, she better not be a date if she's.
Yeah, if she's watching, she better not be a date.
She's definitely not watching. She probably gave up the 17th time that internet failed. But like, yeah. Doing well, Paul?
Yeah. I'm just in the park on the way home. Off to New York tomorrow to see Connie Han. But I thought I'd pop in for a couple minutes. When I get home, I'll jump in for like 5 or 10. You know,
Okay.
just say hello.
Where did James go? There he is.
I'm right
Yeah.
here, wondering why Elon Musk is fucking with me all night long.
I'll be right back. I'll see you shortly.
Okay.
If we let you in, I don't know. So,
I'm gonna eat this whole bag. This is not good. I mean, they're delicious.
Did you say they were wine
Linda,
gums?
Yeah.
all those-
So good.
all those open tabs give me anxiety. I'm so sorry about that.
I ate the whole bag. It's a family size.
It's my research. I'm sorry.
It's apparently a share size.
Don't share it.
Bullshit.
Don't tell me how many wine gums to eat. All right, I'm not sharing.
I'm sorry. Yeah, they call it share size. It's like, yeah, right.
Who only eats only 9 pieces?
wine gums are disgusting. You guys
Right.
are fucking gross.
Oh, burn! You hate licorice too. Licorice haters.
Oh,
More for me.
licorice, wine gums,
Right?
jubes, all
Yeah.
that shit. You know what? I don't understand. Why are adults eating candy when they eat edibles? Why do we have to juvenile the fuck out of weed by
Because
doing that? Lost
weed
Because
doesn't
ever
taste
since
very
they had
good.
edibles, strangers have the best candy.
Especially the ones in windowless vans.
But the candy part of the edible, it's always the worst gummy texture. I'm like, these are fucking awful. Give me some more.
That's
And that's
kinda
why
Yeah.
how I end up just like comatose on like top of the covers on my bed. 'Cause
That's the
Ganja.
vicious cycle of pot.
just one. You have to get some edible gummies and then some regular gummies to eat once the edible gummies kick in. Otherwise, you're just going to keep eating the edible.
That's
This is
the
my
vicious
problem
cycle
with
of
it.
pot.
Mhm.
I learned that at a Christmas party one day. We went to a friend's place, and small place, and cooked dinner for 6, and we basically ate all the food in the house. But for dessert, we had pot brownies. That's all that was left in the house by the time we had the pot brownies. You see where this is going.
Yeah.
Where's it going?
It's not good.
We ate
Oh
the
my
pot
God.
brownies, and then we got the munchies, and the only thing left to eat in the house was pot
Oh.
brownies.
Vicious
more.
cycle. Yeah.
The vicious cycle of
Yeah.
pot.
Yeah. I currently
I have a long.
like,
Oh,
these weed edible crouton things that I'm afraid to eat because he's like, oh yeah, only eat like 4 or 5. It's a pack of like 60. It's just like a munchable pack.
Croutons?
I have to function at some point tomorrow.
I have a long and storied history of overfeeding the guests. Like when we used to have house parties, we used to do a lot of like, I don't like clubs and stuff like I didn't back in the day when I was that sort of age. But sometimes it's fun to go and have a big night out. But I used to love to host theme parties. So we had like superhero parties, and I had a luau for my staff at my house in February. We like cranked the heat up, and everybody.
That's amazing.
It was a lot of fun. I love a house party. It's really good, and I love to host because I love to bake themed snacks. So I have a long and storied history of overfeeding the guests because a lot of my friends drink and smoke. So then there's just more food. And it's like, and now here are some mummies made out of hot dogs and Pillsbury crescent dough with mustard ice. Like, it's the thing. So, no. But I miss having parties. When you have little kids, you can't really have a party. It's like, oh, we got to put the kids to bed. And then everybody's like.
So I was lucky in that I was too dumb to really realize that as a young parent. But no, I had a good apartment, so I was able to, and my kids slept through the night because I never shut up. Like, I never shut up. Like, yeah. So I remember having some pretty crazy parties to the point where, and I probably shouldn't say this online, but the kids' room became the coat room at some point.
Yep.
Like, it happened, right? So.
These things happen. I slept on a shelf in my grandparents' basement when everybody was too drunk to drive home back in the day. They were like, there's your bed, darling. I'm like, okay. It was fun. It was like a literal shelf.
Yeah, like I don't see the point in like not being real. You know? Like let our kids experience stuff, let our kids see what life is. And I mean, obviously we want to do what we can for them, but like, you know, after my youngest's first fashion show, she fell asleep in a pile of rocks because our tent was outside. Like, that's what you do. It's a, you know. Yeah. Sorry, I'm rambling.
It's okay. No, but Douglas, it's so true. Like,
yeah. Go ahead. John.
No, it's okay. I was just jumping in.
I was going to tell Douglas to talk. Please go ahead. That's all I was doing.
Yeah. That's like when you get your stand-up comic and say, okay, tell a joke. I want Douglas to talk.
Yeah.
About what?
Douglas. Here, you can be my hand puppet. Okay.
Hi, welcome to Blackballed. I'm James DeFiore, and today we are going to talk to people that you would never want to have in your living room.
Pretty accurate.
Oh. I am Grumpy Gills. You're right, CC. I'm not
it's okay. It's over. It's all done now. It's all good. It's Friday night.
No,
it's Friday night.
Oh, fuck.
It's Friday night. It's time to feel all right.
Who's knocking on? Oh, Paul's already home.
Yeah, he's already home.
Nice.
I told you I live close.
Too much bald on one side of the screen, too much red on the other side of the screen. Let's fix that right there. Okay.
All right. I'll be right back.
I'm right in the middle there.
Talk amongst yourselves.
I tried the rest of my hair.
I'll give you a topic of discussion. The Partridge Family, we're not partridges, nor much of a family. Discuss.
They've got the red, the black, and the bit of hair.
Oh, yeah. We called each other before. I was like, wear the t-shirt.
What t-shirt? What is it?
We're both doing black and red.
Oh, right. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So is that for Red Dress Day or?
Yes.
Nice.
I was actually wearing red today as well, but
because of Game of Thrones?
No, dude. Red Dress Day. It's
Missing and Murder Indigenous Women's Day. Red Dress Day.
Well, fuck, I didn't know that. There's a day for everything now. Like I can't keep up with this shit. Like
and you know what, James? It's okay you didn't know because I learned about it this morning. So no fault, no argument, no blame.
Yeah.
Same. I heard about it on the Eager Beaver this morning. I was like, I have 2 red things. One is a tea-length cocktail dress that is red, and the other one is a knitted poncho I bought in Ottawa. So
nice.
Yeah.
I did Fringe in Ottawa in 2004. I love Ottawa Fringe. Good times. Good times were had.
Well,
Didn't they have an Ottawa Fringe last February? It's not the same thing.
no, that was a different thing, dude. No. There's the Fringe Festival that takes place. It starts in just a couple of weeks, actually. There's a big Fringe Festival in Ottawa every year in June. The one you're thinking of was not.
They might want to
that.
rename it.
That was the Fringe Minority Festival.
Right.
Yes, it was. Yes, it
Isn't
was.
that, isn't
Thank you, Jen.
that what do they call that? Redundant? Fringe minority? Isn't that the same thing?
Something like that.
Oh, let's not start talking about all that. Blah.
Yeah.
No.
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 I don't know what's going to make me happy right now. I might just leave and let you guys take the show. I really might.
No, do not leave.
Don't leave.
I love you too much.
Leave.
We can't. It's casual Fridays. It's
I can do
James
whatever the
D.
fuck I
Fury's
want.
show.
It's not the same.
You guys
Yeah,
know this.
It's
Like,
his
I could
show.
literally
If you
leave right
want.
now and feel good
Yeah.
about myself, and everything's fine. You guys are carrying the show anyways. I'm grumpy as fuck. I'm not in
Okay.
a good mood. My Starlink keeps
Okay.
on going on and off.
I get it.
Then take care of yourself, my friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
That's all
what
I
you
do
need to
now because I don't have a girlfriend.
Take care of yourself.
Thanks for making that point clear.
We're not talking about that.
I'm only.
We're
talking
saying make sure you're okay, dude.
That's
There's a
fine.
But
difference.
don't isolate yourself. Stay and have a chat and feel a bit better. That's always an option too.
Is that jazz hands? Did you just jazz hands me?
Jazz hands.
Yes.
That's Jen hands. That's the Genergy. Don't worry. It's infectious.
Oh, the energy.
I love it.
Also, Gen enthusiasm. Come on.
Smoke a joint, have a wank, you'll be
Make
fine.
it till you make it. I had the most horrific
Is everyone a winner,
night.
Jen? Is that what you're saying? Everyone's a winner.
No.
Is that what's happening?
No, but you choose your attitude. It's all good. After school today, my son, after I had boiled the kettle on the stove and the flat cooktop was no longer red, put his hand on the burner when he went to reach for the snack cupboard and
no.
burnt all of his fingerprints right before swimming lessons.
Wow,
were
he'll
set
have a
to
good career in
commence.
crime.
Oh no, before swimming lessons too.
Yeah, so because he has a twin sister, his
Oh,
twin sister, so then he had to come and sit with me in his hand in a travel cup of ice while
Did
we
his
watched
sister
his
feel pain?
sister. No, they're not. They're fraternal twins.
Oh, okay. No, I don't.
They're not creepy twins.
They're not shining twins.
Jay,
Yeah, it's one of those
Jesus Christ.
lessons in how much people know about things when they're like, oh, is it a boy and a girl? Because one's clearly pink and one's clearly blue. And I'm like, yes, boy and a girl. And they're like, are they identical? And I'm like,
Yes,
No.
exactly. In every way.
no.
Isn't that the rule now? Everyone's the same when they're born, and we get assigned what we are. Isn't that what it is? So they.
Are we
they
going
maybe
there?
The same.
We're going there?
completely
Should I
right.
put my
Just
hair
saying.
up?
I'm just saying they are maybe the same.
The beautiful
Yeah,
thing
I
about boy girl twins is that you have boy toys and you have girl toys, and they're all just the toys, which is kind of fun. So it's kind of interesting to see what they gravitated towards and what they were into. But now we like LOL dolls, and they look like whores. It's brutal.
Maybe they'll start
It's-
reading. Maybe they'll start doing story times at libraries. I'm just kidding. I'm just totally kidding.
They're a little
Is it
tardy.
making you happy though?
They're a little tardy.
Go on. It looks like you're having a good
There
time.
you go. There's a smile.
I like.
There
being
you
But the
go.
thing-
I
There's
like,
my
but the
guy.
thing-
I like being mischievous around a controversial topic that nobody wants to talk about.
There's my guy.
You want to talk about it? We can do
Let's
that
talk
if you
about it.
Okay,
Let's
but I
talk
only have
about
one
it.
thing to say.
Come on, Douglas
one
and I are the
side-
red
better
team.
work.
Here, watch this. Watch this.
You
One
better
side
work.
One
I only
side
got one
thinks,
thing to say.
One side thinks that every single drag queen story time is being read by a person dressed in prostitution clothes, and the other,
And doing
side, and the
sexualized
other side
circumstances.
thinks that never happens, and both of them are wrong. That's how I feel about it. That's it.
Agreed.
Agreed. All right. See you later, buddy.
There are people who think, oh,
Quit while you're ahead.
That's
if
the
you
show.
if you quit and go to bed, I'm never doing this ever again because that would be the second time I've done this twice. And you were like, I'm going to bed last time, and I was just like hanging out with Douglas. Like,
What's wrong
not
with that?
Douglas.
That sounds like a
with
fun
Ryan.
time to me.
No, stay. It's your show. Come on.
I
Casual
know, I
Friday.
know, I
Fun
know.
times.
Jen,
I always joke though, this isn't my vibe at all. I'm like ready for formal Friday. Call me for formal Friday. We'll wear
Ooh.
formal attire. We want to talk about sex, religion, or politics. It'll be great.
That'll be the most boring fucking casual Friday of all time.
Not
I
in
would-
mine there. Douglas
Do you
is
know if I
coming
was
in
going to
his
start
top
the
hat.
show, and
Yes!
I'm
Wait.
glad I didn't start the show like this because my laptop would have fallen inside the water. I was going to have a bubble bath, and I was just gonna like be lying in the bath for Casual Friday, like with bubbles and not with
Ooh,
any nudity.
James
but
James DeFieri. Ferrari. James DeFerrari.
why?
I think we should talk about how I take it as a professional insult that I found out that you were starting to take bubble baths on a podcast when you were talking to Karima. I was like, how very dare you?
Wait.
Oh, I didn't
missed
say
that
bubble baths
podcast.
with Karima. I just said I've been taking baths lately. Yeah.
Been taking baths.
And
Yes.
they're
But
awesome.
again, I work at a very, very popular bath
Dude,
product
what do you think I put in my bathtub?
location.
It's not bubble bath material, but it still makes the whole water smell. And you
Yeah,
have really
gotta do
neat
it.
soaps. It looks like you know that you can't do that on television slime.
Mm.
You got me one that looks like that. Am I allowed to tell people that you got me a care package? Is that okay?
Yeah. No, I send people care packages in the mail. Speaking
Yeah,
of
yeah.
which, Mr. My birthday is soon. I'm gonna DM you for your address because I'm working on a little something for somebody's 50th birthday.
Ooh,
Yes.
You're not talking to me, obviously.
thank you.
No, I'm talking to the beaver up in the corner
Yeah.
there. So works are in progress. So I got into sending
Outstanding.
people care packages in during the pandemic because we couldn't go anywhere. So I would just like make you a little card and like cross stitch you a little thing and like send it to you in the mail because everybody was stuck at home and people were like,
Right.
"This is amazing," and I'm like, "I love doing this. I love writing people letters and like stamps and stationery and little
the
stickers
card
with
you
my
gave me
address
is
on them."
hilarious, and I can't say it on air. I don't think.
No, please
Yeah.
don't. It's an inside
Did-
joke. It would come off badly. Read what's inside the card.
Yeah,
Can
the
you
inside
be-
the card is
can
good
you,
too.
Can
but
you
outside the
begin to
card's so much
understand
fun.
something, Jen?
What's that?
It's like how much joy you bring to the world.
Yeah.
Oh, would you
Like,
stop
no,
appreciating yourself to an
That's what I
not-
mean. She's my people.
Like,
She's my
Right?
people.
so like
I feel like
literally-
half of my personality is from the same planet as Douglas,
Yep.
and the other
Yep.
half is just from the fucking pits of hell.
Yep. Yep.
but you're
I'm your
so
landlord,
eager
then.
to make others happy, and that is just, I don't know, man.
Did you?
You said something this morning about being of service, and I did a Buddhist mentorship, and there's this big section that they're supposed to teach you about. And my teacher, who was a very dear friend of mine, she said, "We're skipping the empathy chapter." The only thing she had me work on personally was self-empathy because I have none of it. I don't take compliments well. Please don't praise me. I'm not into any of that.
I get it.
But for other people, being of service to make someone else feel better. The morning after my cat died, I had to go work at the Eaton Center, and it was like a big holiday weekend, and it was just really sad. And I bought a homeless guy breakfast and a pack of smokes and a lighter. And on my way out, it was super hot, and I bought him a big bottle of water and stuff. And I was just like, "Morning, here you go." And he was like, "Oh my God, thank you so much." I was like, "Please don't say thank you. It's the only thing that's going to make me feel better right now."
Yeah.
It's the only thing that makes me feel better is to make other people feel better. I'm not good at like, I'm going to pamper myself today. Like that is not in,
Yeah. No,
you know what
totally
I
get
mean?
that.
Like, which you have to do. You have to
Yes.
force yourself to do it. And when you struggle with things like depression, even like taking a shower is a big deal.
Right.
I
So,
take baths.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's like,
Baths.
yeah.
I do.
yeah.
To those who don't understand how much depression can literally take control of a person's life, there are moments when literally taking a shower, which is supposed to be a joyful, pleasurable, refreshing act, and when you're in the heights and the depths and the worst possible black area of depression, I don't know how else to describe it. Taking a shower is torture.
It is.
Torture.
It's like a sensory nightmare. When I'm outside of the shower, I don't want to get in. But
Yeah.
once I'm in, I don't want to get out. You know
Yeah,
what I
it's
mean?
it's a combination of the two, right? Like it's like
Yeah.
I just all of this sucks. I don't want to get in. I know I have to because I don't smell like a living human being should smell like around human beings. So I'm
That's
going
just
to
your beard.
bathe because that's what a responsible person should do. But this act is taking all of my energy to do. And trying to explain that to people who don't understand is sometimes incredibly difficult. It's like all of my energy today that I had, I expelled on taking a shower. You're like, what?
100%.
And it's like one of
and-
those things that like what I'm feeling right now doesn't feel good. and the shower's not going to feel good either. And the effort that it takes to move from one environment that doesn't feel good to another is a lot, because I could just stay in this one because I'm used to this one.
But again, I exist in duality, so I vacillate from like oscillate, if you will, from they use oscillate and vacillate interchangeably. So as a first generation Canadian, I'm made in Canada from Scottish parts, right? Like my parents came here in 76. So I get like a lot of the vernacular. It's irritating to me because people are like, oscillate like a fan, because that's the only time we use oscillate. Like here, whereas they would use it interchangeably with vacillate. So what he's saying is it kept switching back and forth from this feeling and that feeling, right? So people are like oscillate. I'm like, shut up. Vacillate means to flip flop, to swing from one state of being to another.
Which is the weird part. It's like, how does a penis oscillate? Vacillate, sure.
Didn't he have frostbite on his penis though? That's the only thing I could think about. As soon as I heard frostbite on penis, I was like, oh, you poor man.
Well, here's the weird thing. It's like, it was not frostbite. It was cold temperatures. If it was frostbite, it would have fallen. It would turn black and fall off.
Yeah. Anyways, sorry I said the word oscillate. I shouldn't have. It's a little tangent there, disgusting. But
You're not the one that
now
did
I
that
want to
with
know
the
what that
apology,
feels like.
Paul.
What?
You perv.
No,
What?
do you know what?
I want to know what it feels like. Temperatures, please. Anyway, so when I'm
frostbite
depressed, I'm not taking
necrotizes.
showers. I'm not brushing my teeth. I'm not, moisturizing my face. When I'm dealing with anxiety more than depression, I am a compulsive bather.
Oh yeah.
Because sensory, it's very calming to like have water falling on your head or to lie in a warm bath or whatever. So the therapist who was treating me for compulsive bathing, the look on her fucking face when I told her that I got a second job to pay for my yoga teacher training at a very popular bath product store. The look on her face, because it was really bad when I was at the yoga studio, because I'd get up in the morning and I'd have a shower, and then I'd go to the yoga studio and I'd take a class in the morning and I'd have a shower, and then I'd clean the yoga room and have another shower. Like, it was insane. People are like, you're so soft. I'm like, don't touch me, it hurts.
Yes.
Water waster.
You can over exfoliate your skin,
Yes.
right?
Yes,
So,
you can.
yes,
So-
you can.
Yes, you
Yes.
can.
I'm at
So
that
really,
weird-
when people hug me and they're like, you smell amazing, I'm like, good. Because either way, it's like, because I'm washing too much or I'm not washing enough, and I've used a lot of like really perfumey things.
Yeah,
Your
I'm at the weird.
subepidermal layer
I'm at the
smells
weird.
wonderful.
I need somebody to hold me and hug me, but don't touch me. I'm at that stage.
Touch is difficult, and that was the time in my life. It was a big deal because I was learning how to be a yoga teacher and how to like manipulate people's bodies and learn about their anatomy and what to do and how much pressure and all that stuff. And then I had just paid for my teacher training by getting like a seasonal job where I like rub lotion on strangers and like give people arm massages and do facials in the mall, So for a whole year, I had to.
All I heard
really
was rub lotion and facials, but go ahead.
Yeah. So
I do an arm massage from like your fingertips to like just below your elbow. It's
Like,
the craziest thing,
from
because
here to here?
as adults, about this, Steve.
Yeah.
As adults, we only ever.
That's all I got,
touch
Douglas.
other-
Fuck you. Sorry, go ahead, Jen.
I'm just gonna keep barreling through. Just gonna keep it.
Please,
moving,
Jen.
keep it
You
on
go.
track.
You go. You're doing great.
You're
doing great.
But we never touch other adults. We are never touched or touch other adults, or very rarely outside of a sexual setting, right?
Right.
So at the beginning of the pandemic, I was reading this amazing book called Mating in Captivity that talks about the difference between the sexual and the erotic. And the sexual can be erotic, but the erotic is so many things. And how beautiful it is, like to be the yoga teacher who comes over and presses down on your shoulders and people's whole bodies relax and they just like melt into your arms. I fell in love with that feeling. So that was how I wound up in like a Buddhist mentorship, because I wanted to be a Jivamukti teacher. Jivamukti, they are all the granola. Like if you are in the mood to eat the granola, there's a focus of the month, there's a chant, I rub lotion on your neck. Like things happen in Jivamukti classes, and I fell in love with it. But their thing is hands-on adjustments. Like they will come over and like sit on you and stuff like that. It's amazing.
Douglas, do you have a question?
I want.
No, totally. Hi. Yeah, please.
Right? Somebody just come over and like squash you a little bit.
Does anybody have a practicum to do? I'll volunteer the whole 140 hours.
All of my friends got so much like yoga and like facial
Oh.
treatments and stuff like that year because I had to learn how to do it without being nervous because
Right.
I didn't grow up in a real touchy-feely house like where there's not a lot of like
Scottish, yeah.
snuggling, you know? So when you don't get that when you're a kid, you kind of don't know how to do it. And then it becomes like a sexual thing and you only know how to be like sexy touching. But like the worst thing to do is to have like a stranger or a yoga teacher touch you in a sexy way. So you have to develop like a clinical touch. And now I love it. I'm like, come here. And I just like grab strangers.
Firm and
do it.
confident, but
Well,
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
the complicated thing. It's like you just said, a yoga teacher touch you in a sexy way, and it's like it's not a sexy way though.
Well, no,
it's
but
not,
that's the point. You don't want them to come over and gently
Yeah.
caress you. That's not
Yeah,
what
yeah,
you want. You want
yeah.
somebody who touches you like a nurse, like you
Yeah.
know, somebody who knows what they're
okay.
doing.
My
and,
back
like,
is in position.
Yeah.
Make it work.
Mhm.
The
I'll take
problem
erotic
today
touch
I
over
find is
clinical
because
touch.
like my yoga instructor's a good friend, and so she's like, you're doing it wrong, and she just bend me whatever way. Cool, no problem. But once in a blue moon, it's like I need to take a class because she and I can't connect, so I'm just gonna go and I gotta and can I yeah, just do what you need to do.
Yep.
But Paul, I don't know you, and if I'm like,
Yep.
I am doing it wrong, make me do it right. It's not
See,
sexual.
I'm like that in a sexual situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, it's like it's
Make
not
me do it right.
sexual. It's not improper. What you're doing is trying to make me do it the right way, and I'm completely okay with that. But it's 2023, and trying to sometimes tell somebody that when you touch me like that, it's not sexual is weird. Like,
Yeah.
you
Well,
know,
we have that in dancing and acting too, right? When you get
Yes.
a group together on a show like this, and all of us like the show that I'm doing, I'm a grandson, and I've got like my 4 grandparents as well. You know, can I, when we like, oh hi, you know, do I kiss you on the cheek or do I air kiss?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
kind of as I walk by, can I kiss you on the head? You know, like the sort of, you know, that type of thing. And with dance it was the same thing. I mean, the places where you put your hands on other people's bodies to do lifts. It's like you're going to be grabbing ass at some point.
Or you have that thumb slip, you know, that thumb slip on
The
like
thumb slip,
satin
yeah, that goes-
tights or whatever.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Like a
I
couple
was
years ago,
fortunate to always be like the largest girl. So whenever there was like an odd number or we couldn't find enough boys or whatever, I always had to do it. I'm like, yeah, it's fine. I'll do
We
the
could do it.
lift.
well, we were doing
Yeah.
Chicago a few years ago.
Mhm.
I guess, and you know, the girls in Chicago were all wearing fishnets. So we're all dressed in black, and we do this thing with this lift where she goes up and then goes on my shoulder, and then she's standing up and doing that thing like this, and I'm just holding. And then we bring her down, and every time she got down, her fishnet stockings would get caught in a button on my shirt, and she'd go down, and I'd have my nose right in her butt.
Been there.
So we had to actually put like a panel on top, black panel of material on top of the buttons to make it slip.
Fishnets will catch on anything. They will catch on anything.
Exactly. So they put the thing that like this, and then she goes up, and then she goes down, and then all of a sudden we're sitting there like, did we miss a couple of steps? Because all of a sudden we have all this time
Because you're not trying to
unstangle like this. It's like, oh no, we actually have like 4 beats to walk to the next place.
Now we
rather
can
than
saunter. Yeah.
running, or saunter like a little Fosse all the way, a little jazz.
Vinyl does it too. If you're in like a slightly sweaty, like a club environment, if you're wearing vinyl and he's wearing vinyl and you kind of like lean into him at all, now you're stuck together, and that shit is embarrassing. Trying to like pry. It's like the least goth thing in the world. Trying to be like,
Do you mean
But for about a week and a half,
Vinyl?
every time she came down, I had my nose right in her butt.
yeah, 100%.
Why
And
not?
I just, yeah, you put deodorant in places when you're doing partner dances that you had never put deodorant before, and you're like, I want to be powder fresh in this scenario.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
I used to walk around with my Altoids. I'm an Altoid enthusiast. I love Altoids. So I used to walk around with my little tin of Altoids before the show because we all had to be like face to face with each other. And I'm like, please, everybody take an Altoid because I smoke cigarettes and like I love coffee. So like, let's all have a mint.
When I dance, it's like full body deodorant, like just cover my body in it, because I start sweating in the summer waiting for the light to turn green at a corner. So when we add movement and like this, is grab the arm. Whoa, oh boy, she went flying.
Right?
You
Like
gotta
when I worked in
talk
hot
on it.
yoga, your body just thinks you're in the yoga studio. So it's like, oh, it's hot. Now every pore is sweating. And I
Yeah.
remember being at Pride one year and we were like, let's go to Marble Slab. And I stood there
Yes.
in front of the Marble Slab and I was like, I wonder how much money I'd have to pay them to put my butt on that cool marble slab.
Really?
I am the sweatiest beast. Like I am just like your thermostat is set. Like it's just a
Yep.
thing. So like, yeah, I'm not that girl
3
who asks
songs
for
at
your
the dance
jacket.
club, I am soaking wet.
Yeah, but you're a man. It's okay. It's manly for you to be sweaty. You don't want to be the sweaty girl. You're the tallest girl in the room. You're the sweatiest girl in the room. You're Scottish, so you're beet red. Fuck. Like it's
How
hard
tall are
being a
you,
girl.
You had it
man.
going on, didn't you, Jen?
Oh my god, not cute, man. The goal is the key is to just wear as little clothing as possible because that works for on every level. I'm 5'10" on flat feet, and I
Oh,
was
wow,
never
okay,
on
so-
flat feet back then. So yeah.
I'm 5'12".
Oh, hello.
That's
I'm
6 feet.
5'6",
For those
I'm
who
fun
don't
size.
understand.
5'6". James, you're 5'6" too, aren't you?
5'6.5".
5'6"
Yeah.
and a half.
Yeah. But I think I'm 12 feet tall, so it kind of makes up for it.
I'm like you. I'm 5'6" in real life, and I'm 6'5" in my head.
Yeah, but I've never cared about being short. It never bothered me. It bothers, what's hilarious. You ever been accused, Douglas? You probably haven't because your disposition is a lot more pleasant than mine. But I've been accused so many times of having a Napoleonic complex. I've never wished I was taller, and my
Dude,
temper,
I don't get that vibe from you at all.
My temper
No.
comes from me being Italian. If I have one at the time, if I want to dismantle someone's psychology and I just go ahead and do it, it's not because I'm short. You know what I mean? Tall people may have a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar complex because I think really what happens is that tall people always think that short people have a Napoleonic complex. That in and of itself, I think is.
We're always coming for them.
I think that tall man complex where they just make this blind assumption that the short person wishes he was taller is a complex. You know, I don't wish I was taller. I'm perfectly.
You know
fine.
what though? I think that might be a thing, actually.
It might be a thing.
I think it is.
Yeah. No, I don't say that flippantly. I like I think there's a legitimacy to what you just said because I've certainly met a number of tiny men in my life in a pub because go figure, I've been in a pub before, who've had like a bit of a chip on their shoulder. So I think I'm probably predisposed to imagining that every shorter man that I meet in a pub feels that way. And I know it's stupid to think that way. I legitimately do realize that no, that's not realistic. That's stupid. But I'd be lying if I said
I've seen the look.
I never thought that way.
Honestly, I've dated girls as tall as Jen, and I used to encourage them to wear pumps because I loved it. I loved the juxtaposition.
Same here.
Of being a half foot taller or shorter than the woman I was with, and the looks that you get from tall people, especially men, are like almost like a shit-eating grin kind of look. Like, what the fuck does that short guy do with that tall chick? You know, and it's just like, and it's funny because and then you look at him and then you just laugh and shake your head and you can see the look. What's the matter, little guy? Like what? You don't like it then? And it's just like you sound like a fucking douchebag right now, and I think it's hilarious, right? Like. And it's weird. It's like I don't know what to compare it to, but I've seen the look a million times. And you know why? And the look is similar to and this might sound controversial, but when you're a white rapper and you walk into a room and there's no other white people there, you get looks that before they hear you spit, you get the look. And the look is like, this white boy doesn't know how to spit. And it's the exact same look as the tall guy going, look at this little fucking short guy. Like, and if he gets mad, it's because he's short. And it's funny. It's interesting. I don't know. Maybe not all short people are like me, but I actually like being short. I would. If someone said we can snap your fingers and make you 6 feet tall, I'd be like, don't snap your fingers. Just go get me a drink.
So two of my dearest friends on earth are these incredibly tall 6'2" women who once in a blue moon, the three of us and another friend would join. So I'm 6 foot. And we'd be wearing boots, so I'd be 6'2", and they're 6'2", and they're wearing boots, and they're like 6'6", because they're 4-inch heels. And I'm in the middle of them, and I have one on each arm, and I'd walk into the pub, or the club, or wherever we went, one on each arm. And the owner would immediately approach me. Hey, you should come out here more often. Why? Like, why should I come out here more often? Well, we just think it would be fun if you were here more often. I'm like, uh-huh. And I knew the owner. Like, these are clubs we all went to, places I DJ'd at, places I helped promote or whatever. And inevitably, like, yeah, Paul, you should come here more often because, you know, and bring your friends. And then inevitably I shit you not, over the like 20 years ago, this wouldn't happen. But 10 years ago, we'd be out somewhere in Montreal or Toronto, occasionally in Ottawa, and somebody would come up and go, do you guys, would the three of you be interested in making a film? Oh, yeah, that happened a lot. We could give you like 20 grand for today. And I'd be like, look, I'll take the 20 grand, but neither one of these two women need it. This is what they earned yesterday, okay? They're rich as shit.
Were they
because they're really good at their fucking day jobs. Me, I'm poor as a fucking broke ass son of a gun in the gully over there. But they don't want to.
My only question there is, what kind of film? What are the requirements?
Western.
James, I identify with what you said about being the only white rapper because it's like being the fattest one when you walk into a dance class.
Oh.
And everybody just assumes that you can't dance.
Or
and you're white as fuck and
Yes.
and you're a little round, you know, you're a little curvy, and they're like, oh, there's no way. And you're like, okay, that's okay.
Now be the boy.
Yeah, exactly. It's okay. I'll pick you up, bitch. That's fine.
Third dance
But I
class.
hope I don't drop you.
Third dance class. The teacher. You'll never be a dancer. Your butt's too big.
But Jen,
third.
Douglas, you said we didn't hear you loud enough in the private chat. What the fuck are you talking about?
That was you,
He's not
James.
loud
When you were talking to Paul, when Paul was saying something, we could barely hear you.
Oh, okay. I said
You-
Western, I think.
Yeah, Western we heard it was before.
Oh.
But with the short thing, I'm like you, James. I like being short, particularly when I'm on a plane. Thank you very much. The only time I wanted to be taller in my life is I figured because I was a dancer and because I've got a rubber face that I really would have been really good at runway if I were taller. I would have liked to try runway.
Why did Kate Moss get the exception?
I guess, but other than that, pardon?
Why did Kate Moss get the exception for the whole not having to be tall thing? What was up with that?
Lots of supermodels are not tall.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Women
Lots of
not
supermodels
as
are
much.
not that tall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the men, it's like I think minimum to even be considered is 5'11".
Really?
Well, I think it's cultural
I mean,
too.
other than
because-
print, depending in Japan, maybe it would be shorter and stuff like that. But I think it's 5'11" to 6'2" is about the range.
Another racist moment by Douglas.
The least racist man on the internet.
I'm just saying, that's probably where I'd have my best shot.
But it's cultural too, because like when I go to Scotland, I'm taller than all the women and I'm taller than all the men, right? Like the average height for men in Scotland, or at least it used to be when I used to be there, was like my dad is 5'7". Like they're not. I'm a giant. Like everybody's like, "Who's that big darling?" When I come in, I'm like, "Hello."
Well, Jen, when
I'm too big for the whole country.
When I talked about the two women I'd go out with, and they were both 6'2", one of them was born in Glasgow.
Right.
And she came to
A
Canada.
little
when
bit
she
of that
was like-
Highland blood in her eye. It's so true.
When she came to Canada, she was 14. So when she came here, she still had a thick Glaswegian accent, and she learned how to get rid of it. So here's the best part: when she get a couple of drinks into her, get around a Scottish person, and the Glaswegian comes right out.
Why would you
I'm
ever want to shed your Scottish accent for a Canadian A?
My mom did. My mom
Really?
did so hard. Oh, you should hear my mom speak. You have no idea where my mom's from when she talks, when
Oh,
she's
yeah.
using her Canadian
I don't know
voice.
where I'm from.
She has to use her Canadian voice, or the Alexa does, like her Alexa or her Siri or whatever doesn't understand her. She's like, I have to use my Canadian voice. It's jokes. My dad, on the other hand, who grew up in the same village as my mom and had the same Scottish accent, not a single one of my Canadian friends could ever understand what he was saying. They're like, your dad's talking to me. I'm like, it's okay.
Yeah,
But then you go to preschool and you say a word like first instead of first. Yeah. So even though I'm like the whitest person on the planet, I have an inkling of what it's like to code switch, like when you're out at Canadian school and when you're home, and how you say things, because you can't say purple, because your parents are going to make fun of you. You have to say purple when you're at home and like pronounce the R. But then you go to school, and if you say it like that, then kids are going to make fun of me. Like, fuck. So
I just had a British guy not too long ago make fun of how we say aluminum. And he's so right.
Aluminium.
Because why do we make the I silent? It doesn't make any sense.
Can I kill your Italian soul? In Scotland, it's oregano as opposed to oregano.
Wow.
Yeah. Oregano. I was like, what are you talking about? It did not register. It was the same word.
Someone said the other day, instead of saying rhetoric, they said rhetoric. And I was like,
rhetoric. But I love that. I love when that happens because that means that people have only ever read that word. Yeah. And maybe not heard it spoken. Yeah. So I try not to be like a fucking pedant about it when people mispronounce words, so that I know that, like, I remember we did an audition once and the girl said bourbon because she was like 15 and she didn't know what bourbon was, even though I was also 15 and I knew what bourbon was. Said
rhetoric?
I'm
It was Cheryl. It was Cheryl Hope.
Pedantic.
Oh, it was
however,
raining pedantic.
However, the thing is, you need to understand is like, I'm hyper pedantic. I am, but if somebody mispronounces something, I won't necessarily jump to chew them out. I will literally go, is that a word you read? Yes. Oh, okay.
Phonetically?
Well, it's pronounced this way. And they'll be like, because, when you know better, you do better is what it boils down to. I'm hyper pedantic. I can't help it. It's my ADHD is what it is. But I will say this.
OCD.
Well, yeah. ADHD, OCD, anxiety, and depression. I've got all the.
I'm much fun.
ADD.
I'm a member of an alphabet mafia, but it's not that alphabet mafia.
James, look at James's face right now.
Where you guys find this like self-manufactured joy, and I'm happy you can. I just don't know how to identify with it. I'm just like right.
You don't have to do anything. Just be.
Just be you.
Just be.
Yeah.
We love you for who you are, brother.
Yeah.
I don't.
Good day, bad day. Pissy, nice. We like you.
My butt hurts.
Your butt hurts.
Wasn't me.
It's not my fault.
Wasn't me.
I didn't do anything.
Don't know what happened. Why does my left butt hurt so much?
So I'm not even in the same city. I'm not.
Have you been jogging? Is that why?
So here's something.
That's why your butt cheek hurts.
Here's something cool. James, I'm the first person James has met from the Crier Network.
That is true.
In person.
I've never met Dean in person. I've never met, and I consider Dean to be one of my best friends. Right?
Oh yeah, and we had a great fucking night together, dude. I cherished that night. I had so much fun that night. I really did.
So did I.
I really, really did, and thank you for that. And I'm so happy we finally met, and I'm happy we're friends.
Yeah, me too.
It makes me feel good.
And if you threw a party,
all my friends are digital.
Invited everyone.
That's okay.
You knew.
It's like I feel like I'm in every time I see my friends, I feel like I'm like, at a Max Headroom's house or something, because I only know all my friends through the digital world. I don't.
Right.
Like I have my count them on one hand friends that I've known for fucking ever,
mm-hmm.
and then I have like 20 digital friends. And I've never met any of them except for you, Paul.
So here's a weird.
And Jen, I met you once.
Weird connection.
Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. Good.
I was at work one day, and a gentleman comes up to me and goes, "Hey, Paul." I go, "Yeah, how's it going?" And everybody knows me because of what I do in my workplace. I take care of all the audiovisual services and the video conferencing stuff. And I go, "Hey, how's it going?" He goes, "Hey, I saw you on James's show the other night." And I went, okay. like okay. He goes, "Yeah, we went to high school. James and I went to high school together. We're good buddies. I haven't seen him in a long time." And then we reconnected, and boom, 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 boom. And I saw the thing, and that like, great show. I'm like, okay, that was good. Glad you liked it. I like, it was like the worlds were colliding.
Who was the person?
I don't know.
Ooh.
I literally don't know. He knew who I was.
Like in person or online?
No, in the building. I met him in the building at work, at my place of work.
Oh, and he went to high school with me.
Yeah. You knew each other from high school. And it
I'm
was
very
kind
curious
of
of who this person was now.
well, it
Oh,
was
that
kind
would
of
make me fucking crazy.
well, no, he could be watching tonight. So
Who
hey,
was
hey,
it?
What did he
Friend,
look?
whoever you are, get in touch with James.
well,
No,
no, it
actually,
was
no, I don't need that. I don't
No? Okay,
no.
don't do that. Get in touch with me so I can
There you go. Yeah.
He was really sweet. He was really sweet, and he was like, "Hey,
mystery.
I saw that on the show, and I love what you guys do, and keep it up." Like he was super cool about it. He really was. But it was kind of like I don't know how to react to that. 3 days later, somebody goes, "Hey, Paul, you gonna have another podcast soon?" And I'm like, yeah. And it's like, wait, which one are you referring to? I have a lot of them.
Yeah.
And he meant the jazz one, but I didn't know.
Nice.
Right.
So,
It's weird. I remember I was in Montreal a few years ago and I was working on a musical. And one morning in the neighborhood where I was staying, I just decided I was going to the dollar store and pick up a couple of things. And as I was there, somebody stopped me and goes, "Are you the guy that's in that show?" The first time that ever happened to me in my entire life. It was really weird. Like the person was really nice. It wasn't creepy at all. It was just like, I saw you last night. You guys were great. And I was like, "Oh, well, thanks."
thank you.
But it was like,
You have to leave the house
I
for that to
never
happen to
do
you,
a show
right?
and I'm recognized on the street afterwards, right? Like a couple days, like maybe if we come out of the theater, like maybe half an hour later, and there's still people hanging around. Oh, great show, we say. But like the next day, somewhere else, never happened. It was like, "Are you in that show?" Like, why? At first, it's well, thank you very much. But it's completely off-putting. You don't expect it at all. It's
I've
weird.
never had anyone recognize me from anything good.
Right? It's just really weird. I had two
From
friends.
anything good.
That thing that we did, the extra thing for that the mini series Pour toi Flora in Hull, when we did that, I had like friends like from elementary school call us like, "Did I just see you on TV?" It's
Oh,
like,
really?
I used to get that when I did a lot of background.
Yeah.
People, I just get like random messages online and they'd be like, "I'm watching Rookie Blue. Like, is that you?" I'm like, "Yes, it is."
Yeah, that was me.
That was the most
I've gotten a lot.
uncomfortable day on set. Even worse than like stilettos all day is wearing like the cop thing with like the heavy belts and like the vest and everything else. Holy shit. Walking around with like 50 pounds of stuff.
I used to get that too, like the TV stuff, because I had this habit of because I lived downtown for like 20 years, and I used to, whenever I'd see like a camera crew trying to get that man on the street content, I would just make a beeline towards it.
Yeah.
So I was on This Hour's 22 Minutes. I was on Air Farce. I was on Much Music. I was on like City. I was on all this stuff all the time. So I used to get people calling me all the time. "I just saw you on TV," and I'm just like, "Oh yeah, which one?" "Well, it was weird. You were on CP24, and then like an hour later, you were on Air Farce."
Awesome.
Sleeping.
I
But
was
I've never
the
been
intro clip
recognized
for
the podcast. I've never been recognized once for the podcast, but since I've been living in a forest since I've been doing this podcast. I've literally been out in the public, including the time I saw you, Paul, 3 times. So,
Yeah.
You know, it's not gonna happen.
You've been kind of isolated for the last few years.
Yeah. Go ahead, Jen. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I was the intro clip to, remember New Music, whatever it was on Much Music back in the day. Yeah, because I was standing outside of a Marilyn Manson concert and was lippy. So of course, and I got my tickets as my Easter present from my mother. She was like, "Go see your wee show." So I was like, "Yeah, it was great. It's a major Christian holiday of the year," and I got tickets to go see the Antichrist. And they used it for like 2 fucking years.
Oh, sweet.
It was so embarrassing because I'd be in the room with people and it would come on and it's like me like being 15-year-old lippy and I'm like, embarrassing. I got kicked in the face that night.
They should have put you in ACTRA for that repeating that so many times. Seriously.
I came so close to getting an actor credit one day when I was doing the Kennedys. I don't know if anybody saw the Kennedys.
Yeah, it was a great series.
It was a great series. It was a lot of fun. I could eat lunch and like look at Katie Holmes some days. It was kind of fun. But period pieces like that are fantastic because all you have to do is show up to set with like clean skin, clean hair, clean brows, and they do it all, right? And I'm a weird size, so I get a lot more like new things. I'm not wearing like the old musty dusties. I get like the new vintage looking stuff, which is nice.
Pencil skirts and shit.
Like pencil skirts and like lots of peplum and like little blazers and stuff. So many illicit selfies taken in like background like nooks and stuff like big beehives and stuff because it was over so many different decades.
You ever had to wear
No, I did a couple of days doing like fetish work and stuff like that. So I like had lunch with the pony play people and stuff like that. They're on my Facebook. So
Yep.
embarrassing.
Excuse me, gentlemen.
But
I'll be
again,
right
sweatiest woman
back.
ever because you get to an all-day shoot. Oh, gross. You get to an all-day shoot
Gross.
at
It's your
wi-
fucking body.
yeah.
Yeah, I know what Jen's saying. There's sometimes you just feel gross. Yeah.
Well, it's a long
Yeah.
time ago.
It was a joke.
No,
I
it just
wasn't
sounds
actually
like
going to
that-
go to the Facebook page.
I know. It's just jokes. It's okay. You
Yeah,
love that bit where you
right.
bounce out and then bounce back in.
I don't like
love
the
it.
gross
It's
comment. Go ahead.
and,
I'm
okay,
out,
fine.
guys.
Duly noted.
All right. Bye, my
All
friend.
right.
See you later.
Night,
I'm off
night.
to a
Safe
concert
travels, my
now.
friend. Enjoy
Thank
your
you.
show. Take lots
Take
of
care.
content.
I will.
Mhm.
Bye.
So I got pulled by the director one day to stand right next to Bobby Kennedy when he's doing like a very big speech. There's a conspiracy theory about the woman in the red dress.
Mhm.
And apparently I looked like her. So I got a little red dress and a kerchief and like a really
conspiracy
angry.
Like the night he got shot?
Which was the worst night of shooting ever, just like running through the kitchen underneath the Royal York all night long screaming. Like that affects you. Like,
Yep.
you can't
Yeah, it does. It does.
pretend panic, you
I
know?
think that kind
But
of.
there's a conspiracy theory. Oh, sorry.
No, I was gonna. No, go ahead. It was going to be a bad joke about shooting and kitchens, and Bobby probably had it worse than you. But go
No
ahead.
shooting, just running because you're
I
the
know.
background, right?
I
So
know,
there's
I know.
no action. It's just you running and screaming all night. It was not fun,
Yeah.
but still better than working at the mall. But
Yep.
there's this conspiracy theory because there was this woman who apparently was like a big groupie of his, and she's always just like near him on a lot of his stage, like the historical footage and stuff like that. So yeah, but
My
I got a
favorite-
really angry wardrobe lady who was like mad at me because I had a tattoo on my ankle. I'm like, well, it's a crowd shot. Nobody's gonna see my feet, and she was mad and like putting all this like really thick makeup on my foot, and I don't like people touching my feet because I used to be a dancer and don't touch my fucking feet.
Mhm.
I've been taking care of my.
I
feet
have the
lately.
same thing.
Have you been taking
I
care
have
of
a
your
hat.
feet? Good.
I have
Yeah.
a hand fetish and a foot aversion.
Same.
Yeah, I don't like
Very much that.
feet either. But my feet,
Must be a
I took
desert thing.
I took my shoes and socks off once, like a while ago, and I was like, all right, you got to do something about this shit. Like, fucking everything was awful. I was limping because both my calluses were so bad, right? Like I was like literally limping around the house, and then when I discovered baths, okay, and this is just in the last few weeks,
Yes.
I was like, I got out of the bath and I was like, what's going on down there? And my feet were literally shedding.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, oh.
That's when
okay.
you got to get the big cheese grater out and do your heels.
I have one of
Take care
those
your
pumice
hooves.
lava rock things, right?
Yep.
Like
Ooh,
whatever
there you
that
go.
is.
Get your pumice on.
Pumice.
Nice.
Yeah, and so I'm now taking 2 baths a day, and I've been working on my feet like every. The only thing I don't know how to
Good
do
man.
is make like I know how to cut my nails, but I don't know how to like file them. I don't know how to do that shit. I don't know what all that is about. But my calluses are like 80% less than what they used to be.
Nice.
I'm not limping. I can literally
Yep.
jump and land and not scream my head off.
Yeah.
My socks no longer have holes at the toes. You know, like I've gotten new socks and they're still not ruined, which is a record.
There you
for
go.
me, 'cause
Pretty
they're
feet. There you
taking
go.
care
When
of
I
your
stopped
feet.
dancing, I was like, I'm going to have pretty feet. I'm going to be a girl with pretty feet. Because when you're like tap dancing and ballet dancing and stuff like that, your feet are not pretty.
Yeah, I've seen.
I was very lucky to not like twist an ankle or bust a toe or something like that. My knees were terrible, but my feet were fine. So fortunately, I danced from 8 to 21,
Nice.
several hours a week, and fortunately, my feet still look human. I have like no black nails. I have all my nails.
Right?
None of them fell off. No hammer toe. No bunions. No, I don't know how that happened.
Yeah.
My knees are not aligned with my feet in any way, shape, or form, but my feet are fine.
And when I learned yoga anatomy, I had to like learn a whole new appreciation for the foot. So while I'm not like yay feet, I can appreciate it on like a miracle of engineering kind of level. You know, your foot is a miracle. The way your foot
Well,
moves with every
if you-
step you take. So
And if
respect
you've
your
ever
feet.
if you've ever undergone reflexology, holy hello feet.
Okay, for
I
the
did
non-granola
not
eater
know.
in the room, do you know what reflexology is, James?
Yeah, you can like achieve orgasm if you hit the right spot on your foot. And,
That's
but it's,
the
but
one
it's good
thing
for
that
all
it
the different
is.
parts of you. Like your foot
Pretty
is
much.
connected to all the other parts of your body. Apparently.
Yeah.
I see. There's a part of me that feels like that's also like I don't know if you guys saw the beginning of the show, but I'm completely fascinated with the idea of the placebo effect. And I feel like if you believe that your foot is connected to the rest of your body, that maybe you'll just feel like that. But maybe it is, maybe it isn't. You know.
It is.
The
Power
original
of
placebo
suggestion.
effect studies were only for pain relief.
Yep. There is a difference because there is something, because the other day I had an accident a long time ago, and I've been seeing a chiropractor and a physiotherapist to try and bring myself back in alignment. Now that I could afford it, so things got worse for several years before I couldn't, because I kept on moving more into a bad position because my body was basically bringing me down there on its own over time. So I basically have to my body's basically turning in like this, and I basically have to open myself up like that on this side, and it's working. But about a week and a half ago, for some reason, for about 2.5 days, there was a cramp in my big toe on my right foot that was directly linked to something that was tight right in here.
Yeah.
And I went to the chiropractor like this, and she activated like this. My toe, 5 hours later, clear.
There's
The
something
pass of the
to it.
muscles through the body, where they go and what's connected to what, and what you hear that pulls somewhere else on your body, is absolutely freakish.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
100%.
had
It'll blow your mind.
I had simultaneous twitches once.
Yep.
Where it was my pinky and my eye, and they not only were twitching at the same time, but the same patterns.
Yep.
It was so weird. Like I
Yep.
have no fucking
Weird.
idea. By
It's
the way,
really
Saucy Sea
weird.
Witch remains the undisputed queen of funny. Where's Lachlan?
Yes, 100% that. I lulled. I picked up my
where-
phone to try to chat, but I can't do chat and chat
Where
with
is
you.
Lachlan?
It's
Where is Lachlan? We said feed a bunch, so he should have.
That's
been
my
summoned.
baby. I love you. That day with the toe, that day, it was the middle of the convoy. I had COVID for the first time. It was our 20th anniversary, and we had made plans to like go do something awesome, but nope, we were stuck inside doing COVID. And that fucking toe. And we were talking about the convoy, and then Dean just pivoted to the fucking toe, and it filled me with such joy. It's so disgusting. Amazing.
Are you one of those girls that likes to pop zits and shit like that?
I am naturally like a picker. Like I
Yeah.
like to.
But do you like
Yeah.
to see it come out and you get like that weird adrenaline?
No.
I don't like
Do you
to
know people
look
like that?
at the pimple popper videos. I know I have a lot of
Yeah.
people in
Yeah.
my life who love that. I just don't want to look at it at first. But if I watch a whole one, I'm gonna lose an hour. Like I
don't-
can't.
I don't get it. It's
disgusting.
pus, dude. It's pus.
It's so gross. But that's the
You
same
see-
body revulsion that I have about pornography.
But
I'm just like,
oh,
oh no.
I definitely have like a direct link to like monkeys, because like I will take the tweezers and I will pluck the things out of your ears, and I will like pluck the unibrow out like this. If you got things on your back like this, I will take them.
Yeah, if
got
you
the
need
pimples-
help with your back, I'm your girl.
Like
Like
this,
practical
like this.
skincare help, I'm yours. Yeah.
But see, here's the thing: is like I will pop the pimples on my partner, no problem. Like I'll do the whole thing. Like I'll put the alcohol on it like this, like to wash my hands, click it like this, put the alcohol back, and treat it like this. I don't like seeing the stuff come out, and I can't watch the videos. It just makes me want to hurl. But
Eh.
but there's something like there are certain people for whom you go further than you would. Like
Service.
I hate touching people's feet. This I will massage my sweetie's feet.
Yeah.
Without socks, even.
Ooh, see the without the socks, that's a big one.
That's a big one, even without socks. But
Only
like,
without socks.
nobody else's. Nobody
I'll
else's.
only
Even
massage-
with socks, just I will not. I cannot.
The
I
feet
just-
under the socks have to be in good condition though, because if the feet under the socks, if the calluses are catching
If
on
you're
the
touching
sock
weird
fabric,
thing-
Yeah.
it's better to have no. Yeah, Mike loves to give foot massages, and when we first got together, I was like, "Don't fucking touch my feet, I will kick you." And he was
Same
like, "Why?"
here.
And I was like, "Because it's a look at my feet. My feet are so fucked up." And he was like, "It's a foot. What the fuck do you like?
Yeah.
I'm not expecting beautiful feet. I just want to give you a foot massage."
Until I had
Yeah.
Do you have
reflexology.
snowshoe feet? Is like do you have like size 18 feet or something?
That's fucking mean. I definitely
But
wear. What size are your feet, James? Yeah.
10. Normal.
10.
Pretty
I
normal
wear
size.
at least a 10 or an 11, depending on the shoe.
But that's a 9 or an 8 though, right?
Of a men's shoe?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah, it is.
Why would you wear a man's shoe when you can wear women's shoes?
I'm just letting you know.
I say
when
that
you
all the
say Your
time.
feet are 11. That means 9 in men's. Like, so my
I'm
feet are
a
bigger.
giant person, so yeah, but they're
I
also
have big
not
feet
super
for my
fucked
height.
up.
I have big feet for
Yeah.
my height. Yeah, I'm 5'6" in my. What size are you? You're probably an 8.5 or normal for a 5'6" guy, right, Douglas?
Me, yeah, 8.5 shoe,
Yeah, I'm
depending.
I'm a 10.
Why?
10.5.
Because of the dancing with all the plies, it has to be wide foot though. However,
So
okay.
wide, so
You-
wide. My foot is like as wide as it is. When
Right?
Ray said that one night, I think it was on a Casual Friday, where he was talking about how he can look at people's feet and like know what you what sport you did
So
or
you'd come,
whatever.
you'd come handy in a snowstorm. Oh, we'll
Yeah.
just send
I
Jen.
have
Jen will
I'm
go
a
get the
sturdy
supplies.
base. Yeah, you want me to be at the base of the pyramid, like I
Because
look like
she's all
a
about the
beet farmer.
base, about the base.
But handy
non-step
in dance because
is
you're the
all about
tallest.
the
So you're
base.
either at the front of the
Right.
V or you're at the back of the
Right.
line or you're the middle of the line or whatever.
Right.
It's
Those are a
always
lot of
you
options.
in the middle. So
Yes.
it's good.
You're either at the center or anchoring the line.
100% that.
Yep.
And you have to have perfect rhythm because you always start everything. Because I
Right.
like you said, I competed in tap, right? So
That-
it's like no, you have to.
that's
have
what I
perfect
learned
rhythm.
about doing musicals. If they put you in the window between the two leads in the second row in the back like this, or if they put you at the front or the back anchoring or like that's because you're a really good dancer.
100% fun. They used to have to split me and my friend Brian up when we do like the Remembrance Day show in high school or whatever, because we'd always do a swing number. And they were like, we can't have the two of you together because it's just the two of you dancing and like everybody else trying to do something behind you. We have to split you guys. So both of us always had the worst dancer in the room to dance with. So
guys, we're gonna
Yeah.
end it because I'm happy and I don't want it to fall back into a bad.
I'm so glad you're happy.
Hey, we did it.
Yay,
it'll,
we did
it'll
it.
melt away by the time the intros or the outro's over. But it's
No,
good.
no,
It's
no,
good.
no, no. Do not do that. I'm going to pull my Care Bear on you.
Love. Yay, we love you so much. Don't
I
worry.
don't. That's not. I'm not looking for that. I'm really not. I'm not like.
No, I
appreciate it.
know, but that's
appreciate
the
it.
thing. But that's the thing. I saw a really good quote about this, about like, did you have a shitty day or did you have a shitty 5 minutes in the morning?
I had a shitty.
Right?
I had like 25, 30 minutes of shittiness separated in 5 different pockets. I guess I would say.
There you go.
Yeah.
Time
And then-
release. Okay.
And then I wanted to see my kids, and I was denied, and that bothered me.
Oh.
Yeah, and not
That's
for any
not
good reason, but laziness. You know, it was just like, fuck, like. So that.
But that's not
bothered
your
me.
fault.
I know it's not my fault, but I can't see my kids. I wanted to see my children, and it was just like, I'm not used to this whole fucking idea that I have to fucking schedule to see my kids. I find that to be fucking ridiculous, and so, you know, and the thing is, and I won't talk about this after this, but like, I could push a button and have them back here. You know, like a legal button, not like a criminal button, but an actual button. But I don't want to do that because I don't want them to get hit with shrapnel from the drama that my ex and I have. So
The
I
nuclear
am,
option.
So I'm allowing her to do what she's doing, and I'm just like, I could push the button, you know what I mean? Like, because I feel like they are still getting hit with shrapnel because they wanted to see me too, you know. And then there's someone standing in that way. Anyways, but
Oh, James, you're making me think of Depeche Mode song "Precious" right now.
Oh,
oh,
that's a reference I get. I love it. How was Depeche Mode live, Douglas?
Oh my god! Well, it's like the 5th or 6th time I see them. So I mean, they're so good.
So I was living vicariously through everybody that week when they were like seeing, like, they're going to be here in November, but I don't know if I'm going to be here in November. So we'll see.
Yeah, they're
what's
coming
what.
back in November. So I'm thinking of going back and seeing them again a second time. It really was good. But the thing, the highlight of the show for me is when they did a Pain That I Am Used To, because they didn't do the album version; they did the remix version.
generally like Somebody,
Because
especially the lyrics.
Boo, somebody.
Somebody's amazing. I love Somebody.
Oh, so do I.
Somebody is the worst Depeche Mode song ever
That's
written.
my
I will go
audition
in my
song when they
grave.
want a ballad.
I
I
created a
always
hip-hop
get the
song.
part.
Joy.
I created a
I
hip-hop
always get
song
the
out
part.
of it because that's how much I love Somebody. I totally.
Boo,
I'll send it to you,
hate that
Douglas.
fucking
You'll appreciate
song.
my Somebody.
James, you should
hip-hop
listen to
song.
I would.
Precious. It's beautiful.
Precious, you'd love Precious.
I don't like the name of it, but I might like the song. I hate that word.
It's about
Schmeagol
children.
killed that word for me. I just.
Yes, no. It's
Oh,
about
the Precious.
yes.
Gotcha.
It's not precious.
I have it with panties. You can say panties.
I'm.
You cannot say panties. It's like the hard T. Nope. Yuck. It just adds a whole other layer to it that gives me the fucking
See,
brew.
and you can tell I'm gay because I'm only interested in pantries.
Pantries. I like it.
I don't understand that joke. Because there's
Thank
sex
you.
toys in the pantry. I don't understand.
Oh, there's a cat. Hello.
Oh, I'm getting a cat. by
James,
the
when
way.
are you getting your cat?
Well, I talked to the lady from the pet store, not the pet store, but she owns a pet product store, but she knows where to get all the rescue cats. So, but I had a very specific kind of rescue cat I wanted. And so I wanted a male cat. I didn't want it to be big puppy cat. I wanted it to be either medium or short hair cat. And I was hoping for fixed, but that's not a prerequisite, and it has to be under a year old, and that's what I've asked for. So she is on the hunt, and so I hope it's like a part Russian blue because they're my favorite kitty cats. So.
Ooh, Russian blues are so pretty.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
awesome. There you go. Get a cat. That's going to be fantastic.
Yeah. Okay, everybody. Douglas and Jen, thank you for a very unorthodox. I don't even know what to title this episode when I post it on Apple. Like, I don't know what to call it, but you know, I'm gonna
The
call
positivity episode.
it. How about this? The Go Fuck Yourself Starlink episode, because it just really kind of ruined the whole thing for me.
James gets happy.
Yeah. No.
Can we start doing like the way people are like, thanks, Trudeau? Can we start being like, thanks, Elon?
No. No, we can't.
Every time I tweet about him, I call him Lon E, Lon, capital E, because I figure he probably has some algorithm going through to see who he's banned and taking check marks out from. So I don't want to call him Daddy Elon or Leon. So I just call him Lon E.
I think Elon Musk is like one of the most mischaracterized people right now.
Probably.
Did you guys watch
But-
the
Surprise.
Did you guys watch the 20-minute interview with Bill Maher the other day?
Haven't seen it yet, but I have it on my list.
If you watch,
I made it about 30 seconds in and I had to turn it off. I
Yeah, see,
like
that's because
fled in
you-
a haughty rage.
Are you being serious right now? Okay.
Yes. Ugh.
No.
Ugh.
Okay, well, you need to shed that because if you watch the entire interview, you're just like, and you didn't
No.
have a predisposition or a narrative to fulfill.
No.
You would be able to watch it and you'd be like, you know what? He's not a fucking rabid right winger. He's not a fucking like crazy.
He's
like,
just a
you
shit
know,
disturber. He's a professional shit disturber.
He's a very rich, very smart troll, right? But he's not a fucking like monster or like, you know, I don't even.
I think
like a
1,500 dead monkeys would care to would beg to differ. Do you know how many monkeys he killed with Neuralink? Look into how many animals died in that project.
Is that like a Bill Gates thing, like who killed a bunch of kids with vaccines? Is it the same
Google
kind of
is
rumor?
free. Look it up. It's a public record.
You could
Lots of
look
people
up
have
the
been-
public record of Bill Gates probably too. I don't know. These
Elon
are-
Musk likes to dabble in our country, and I don't like that. And he's a smug little fuck. And my favorite
Did you know
nickname
that
for
the
him
CB
was
did you-
Apartheid Clyde.
Did you know that the CBC actually did say they were going to sue Twitter if they didn't ban a bunch of people from what they called their enemies list? Like, that's true.
Okay.
Right. That's worse than Elon Musk.
Okay.
So CBC.
So just all of the CBC, all of them.
Just the executives who make all the decisions.
Okay. Fair enough.
No, anyways, on that note.
No, I've never been a fan. I'm not a big Elon Musk
I'm not a
fan. This
fan
like setting
either.
up
I just-
franchises everywhere
I'm
pisses
not a
me
fan
off.
either. I just think that the caricature is just so overdone. It's just like, oh my god! Like
Well,
if you
but
really,
let's
I
be
don't know
honest,
about-
he's
I
not
don't know about
helping
the
himself.
monkeys. I don't know about the monkeys. Okay, I'll look it up. That's fine. But I mean, Tesla is probably better good than bad for the world, right? Like electric cars. I know that it takes a lot to produce them and the batteries and everything and this and that, but they're not burning fucking gasoline when they drive. So there has to be some.
And I'm
sort of
very
plus.
glad that the people who invented that electric car had a company that they couldn't fund, and Elon Musk bought it.
Yeah, great. That's awesome. That's just as good
Well
as
done.
like being that's better than being a genius who sits in his house and doesn't do anything. It's he's not a genius, maybe he's rich, but he's
rich.
He
That's all he
activated
is rich.
But how-
It's just this like
You don't
I'm a
think
rich
he's smart?
playboy genius. I don't know. I don't know enough about him to know. I know that there's like a whole slew of dead monkeys. Anyways. I don't have to like him. I don't have to be bipartisan. One thing that I never am is completely objective. I can't. Like I have
Fair enough.
opinions on things.
I
Yeah.
agree. Jen, Douglas, thank you very much for joining us on
Good
Casual
night,
Friday.
James.
I
Good night,
appreciate
Douglas.
you-
Douglas,
you
it was so nice to hang out and chat.
You guys
I
carried the show.
agree.
Thank
Let's
you so
do it
much.
again.
I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I love you.
absolutely.
Love you.
Anytime.
It's love and it's real.
Mwah.
That will be the kiss that ends it. And Douglas, you want to do that too?
Absolutely, my friend. Mwah. And bye, everyone. Okay. Don't do that. Don't dodge the kiss. You know you want it. Yeah, there you go. That's right. That's right.
I'll see you next
Don't
Friday.
shun the love. Don't shun the love.
I won't.
Love you, my friend.
Love you, man. Have a good night.
Everyone, have a great weekend.
Okay. We'll see you next time on Blackballed.
Blackmore. 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 Black.